Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Shutterfly. If you're like us, you take a lot of pictures because you have a camera right in your hand all the time. How would you not take a lot of pictures? And we're taking all these pictures, more than we've ever taken in the history of the world.
What are you going to do with them all?
That's the thing. You used to get a solid picture, and then you'd look through them, and you could enjoy them. Now they're like back on your camera roll. You can't even find them. You don't want that. That's why the cool thing you need to do, and what I did, and I think it's pretty cool, is create a Shutterfly photo book.
Oh.
What I did, and you're going to enjoy this, Jimmy, because I haven't showed this to you yet, but took all of our pictures from being on tour this year.
Oh.
All live show pictures, us backstage, us on stage, doing all that stuff, and like some of the, just the venues and things, and made a little photo book out of that. Also, they have free 24-hour designer service as well. With their 24-hour designer service, a professional designer is going to lay out the book for you for free in just a day. Make something that means something with Shutterfly. Enjoy 40% off orders over $29 with promo code SMALLTOWN. See site for promotional details.
And now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely. And parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/Wondery.
This week in Jasper, Alabama, lust, greed, evil, and just plain stupid all simmer together to make a thick, hearty murder stew. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmy Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us again on another incredibly wild, insane episode of Small Town Murder. I don't even know what to say after last week, because that was just... I don't even know. That was the highest. That was Mount Everest of crazy, of just crazy circumstances and pocket robins. And we've all had Pocket Robin stuck in our heads for a week now. We've all been singing that shit. I have a whole song full of verses. You have no idea how embarrassed I am that I've pretty much constructed an entire Pocket Robin
a new song
about a guy eating birds because he's a vampire and murdering weirdo.
Who's the guy that sings that song?
Okay, I looked this up. I had to text Jimmy. Everybody, Rockin' Robin, the original Pocket Robin singer there, his name is Bobby Day, in case you don't know. He was a great singer. Bobby Day's real name, his birth name.
That's a stage name? No way.
That's his stage name, Bobby Day. Birth name, Robert Byrd. Come on! Robert fucking Byrd! You got to be kidding me, man. I said, no, it's all meant to be, man. It's meant to be.
He wrote Pocket Robin, and I was like, I can't do that.
I can't do that. He cooked up the buzzard and the Oreos. No, that's not going to work. We'll do that. We'll change the words. So anyway, wild episode last week. Go back and listen to that back in Massachusetts in the Northeast if you did not hear it. But before we get to this week's episode, and it's another wild one, man. It's a doozy. Before that, little house cleaning. Thank you to everybody for your reviews this week, your Apple Podcast, iTunes, whatever the hell they are, reviews, purple icon. They help drive us up the charts. So anybody who did that, we appreciate it so much. If you haven't done it yet, that's an easy thing you can do to help the show. Yeah. Give us 5 stars. It doesn't matter what you say. It's not for our ego, just to drive us up the charts. And wherever you listen, do the same. Wherever you listen on Spotify or whatever, do that. Stitcher, I don't know. Check all those places out. Listen to that.
There's somewhere you could do it.
There's somewhere. Also, go to shutupandgivememurder.com for all your small town murder and crime and sports needs, first of all. And if you're not listening to crime and sports, you're hurting yourself. Really, at this point, you're just hurting yourself. We'll tell you this. It's better if you don't like sports. That's the best way to say it. Yeah. It's better. We won't ruin anything for you because most of it is really making fun of the whole thing. And so if you dislike sports, you're like, that's all shitty. You'll like it more. We promise you.
I love sports, and I don't know.
You can love sports and
I don't know 90% of this shit.
Yeah. So check it out. It has nothing to do with sports. Just people with good lives that completely screw them up. That's an interesting story no matter what it is. They just happen to be athletes. But from shutupandgivememurder.com, you can get all your crime and sports and small town murder needs, all of your shirts and your merchandise, your tour dates and your tour information. Not yet. Soon, though. In the next couple weeks, we will be announcing the tour. Tickets will go on sale. Yeah. All the dates. We can just give you some cities briefly here. We're going to be, let's see, Dallas, Houston.
What about Tampa?
Orlando. Atlanta.
What about Cleveland?
We're going to Cleveland, Columbus, Des Moines, Iowa, for Christ's sake, Milwaukee, Chicago, Minneapolis.
Absolutely.
We're going to
Chicago. Did you say that?
I said Chicago, Philly, Pittsburgh. We don't forget about you, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pittsburgh. I can't wait.
Pittsburgh, Boston. Yeah. Hello, DC. We're going there. What am I missing? LA, San Diego, West Coast. We're hitting you. Utah, Salt Lake. We're coming to you. Denver, coming back there because we liked it so much.
A new one that we haven't
missing
been
a couple.
To. There's one called Burlington. Do you know where that's at? Fucking Vermont.
Vermont?
I've never been there, but it's in the map.
I think we're going. I don't know. We're going places is what we're saying. Yeah. So we'll announce the whole thing. Nothing's for sale yet. We promise that we will tell you as soon as it is.
Raleigh.
We're all there. Raleigh, Charlotte. Here's the disclaimer quickly before we get into this because we have a thick episode. We don't want to delay too much. This is a comedy podcast. Yeah. We're comedians. Yeah. We make fun of some stuff because there's a lot of stuff to make fun of in people's screwed up lives, and we're going to do that. Sorry, that's just the way it is. What we do though is we go out of our way not to make fun of the victims or the victims' families. Right. That's how we work this because we're assholes, but we're not scumbags.
That's true.
And we feel better and we can sleep at night. We're doing it like that. So if that sounds good to you, then damn it, you're in for a goddamn good time. Damn it and damn it all. You're in for a good time. It's going to be crazy. Anybody who doesn't think true crime and comedy should ever go together from some moral standpoint, then you're not going to like the show. So
hate me.
Have a good one. Me too. You're definitely not going to like me. So have a good one. And thanks for joining us. Everybody else, stand atop your desks or out your car windows
Stretch your hammies.
Just scream it while your children are sleeping and you're doing housework or whatever you're doing or walking around. Scream, shut up.
And give me murder.
Give me murder. Damn it.
Ruin those kids' dreams.
Let's go on a trip, Jimmy. What do you say?
I'd love to.
Let's do this. We've been in the Northeast for 2 weeks.
Yeah, we have.
We've been in eastern Pennsylvania and Massachusetts. We normally bounce around. Let's go to the opposite of Massachusetts, Alabama.
Okay.
The absolute opposite. Not geographically so much. Well, north and south, but pretty much every other way. Jasper, Alabama we're going to. Jasper, Alabama. That sounds like a small town from a movie.
Yeah.
That really does.
That was my old neighbor's dog's name, and that dog was vicious as fuck.
Jasper. Isn't that Family Guy, the old molester guy's
yes.
dog? Come on, Jasper. Yeah, that's it.
Come here, little boy.
Come on now, Jasper.
Want some candy?
I think that's
what he does. A lot of whistling.
Yeah,
that's him.
Mike Henry's the actor.
Oh, is that who that is?
Funny as shit. He also does Cleveland.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a very versatile voice actor. He's funny.
That's intense.
Yeah, he does very different.
So much range.
Yeah, it is actually, an old molester to Cleveland. Pretty good.
To an old guy that touches kids.
Not too shabby. Yeah, because the black guy definitely definitely doesn't touch kids that we know of. Cleveland
he doesn't sound anywhere near it.
Not at all. So Jasper's in north central Alabama here, right kind of just in the middle. It's known as the tolerance belt. No, it's not at all. It's not known as the tolerance belt. Whatever the opposite of that would be. It's known as the I don't know, the
intolerance belt.
It's a big notch in the Bible belt, we'll put it that way.
Okay.
45 minutes outside of Birmingham, Alabama, so it's kind of a little, almost a suburb of Birmingham. About 4.5 hours down to Mobile, Alabama, down in the corner there, which makes it about 4 hours and 45 minutes to Irvington, Alabama, which is our last Alabama episode.
73.
I think I'll read it again.
Yeah.
Just amazingly funny. You should listen to that episode. We have a good time down there. This is in Walker County, zip code 35501, area code 205. It's a big area because it's pretty rural. It's a big area, 28.63 square miles.
Jesus.
So very large, spread out area. Their motto here, their town motto is, it's kind of a frightening motto. Anytime, we always do this, but anytime the South references the past in a motto, we tend to be a little, that tends to, it just gets you just kind of go, what was that? It just gets your attention. What are you talking about? Let's see here. Their motto, quote, experience from the past, knowledge for the future.
Well,
let's cut out half of that. Just go knowledge for the future. No experiences for.
We remember, but we'd like to forget.
Let's not. Not a lot of people here want to experience the past, probably. Right. Let's just all not do that.
Embracing Alzheimer's.
Yeah, or their alternate slogan, heads up, I think they're starting again. That's a different segment of the population. That's their motto, whereas there's a different motto for another segment. I don't know which one is which, we'll say, but, I think they're starting again. You can probably understand who that is. So, history here. We'll go through the history real quick here. Lorenzo Dow was the first guy to establish a trading post in the area in the early 1800s. So there's nothing there. He just stuck up a trading post in case, and they would they just stick up a trading post, and it wasn't any traffic really. It was just like, well, if anybody wanders by this area, then I'm standing here.
I was hoping he was going to be half of the Jones market.
It's a pretty good. It's
not him.
No, it's not the Dow and Jones.
Had a post.
Just Lorenzo Dow. He's hanging out down there. He might have had a cousin up there that was more successful. Put his trading post in a better area, not just in the woods in the middle of northern Alabama.
Put it right there on goddamn Wall Street.
Yeah, it's a better place.
Much better place.
More traffic, more people.
You think so?
So in 1822, a guy named Dr. Gordon Musgrove, sounds like a sexy kind of happening, swinging kind of guy, doesn't he? Gordon Musgrove. He donated the land for the town and built a log cabin that was the courthouse, school, and church. Oh. All of those things should be separate, first of all.
It's a multi-purpose building.
None of those things should be housed anywhere near each other. Yeah. They should be in separate corners of the town. School, court, church. Yeah. Keep the criminals away from the children and keep all those people away from church. And keep the church away from all those people as well.
Basically just keep both these criminals away from the school.
They should never intermingle. Exactly. There you go. Don't intermingle. And so, the town was named by a guy named Hugh Lawler in memory of a Revolutionary War hero named Sergeant William Jasper, who was in the Battle of Fort Moultrie in South Carolina. And he, it was named after him. And it was settled in around 1815 when Dow came in here, incorporated all the way in 1886. So after the Civil War. Yeah. During the Civil War here, Union troops who were marching towards Selma burned the courthouse and several other buildings through here. This was in the burn all this shit on the way to the ocean campaign.
That was the policy.
Oh, yeah. That was leave nothing behind, nothing that can aid the enemy was what it was. So they raided the farms for supplies. They stripped this shit bare, salted the earth behind them. And,
is that where salt of the earth comes from?
No, that's salt of the earth's a good thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Salting the earth is a bad thing.
It's a horrible thing.
Totally,
salt of the earth, it's like salting the earth is creating it to start anew? Is that what that is?
I don't think so. I think it's like you maybe... I don't know.
I know that salt of the earth is like just wholesome goodness.
I guess it would that would be like something that if you sifted out
all the good parts,
the soil, the salts that would be left on top of the good shit would be them. I have no idea, but they would salt the earth, which is why they didn't actually do that, but. To these people, that's what it was, and therefore that's why every Southern flea market, 98% of the tents are just Confederate memorabilia and nothing else. Just flags and things like that. And you just hear, they're starting again. They go, experience the past. No.
Both sides of the aisle, all the way down the flea market. Just flags.
I've been to one in North Carolina, and I was like, wow, this is a lot. There's a lot of Confederate flags. It's just a lot. Like, 1 or 2 tents would be a lot to me. Like, I got there from New York, so I didn't know. But like, to see all of it, I said, "Is this a Confederate flea market?" It's got like a couple of like booths with paintings and like old starting lineup figures and shit. Like, what are we doing here?
This is just all that we have.
We just got this. It sells well, and it was packed in there.
Yeah.
Like just people, we want to go buy some more Confederate memorabilia every weekend. It just, holy shit. So anyway, after the Civil War is when the kind of the boom happened here. That's when the railroad, of course, came through. They committed to come through Jasper, and the population grows from 200 people in 1886 to more than 3,000 in 1890.
My God.
So in less than 5 years, just the railroad, just to be able to get to and from the fucking place, boom, it shot up. Plus, with the railroad is industry also. And then there was coal mines there. And then with the railroad, they could take their coal out, and then they needed more workers. And that's how it goes.
That railroad really did a shitload for America.
Well, it did. Yeah. It made connected
everything
shit
possible.
Well, connected people. Besides that, before that was the only way you could travel besides a horse.
Ugh.
So, before cars and trucks and things, without the railroad, we'd just be sitting where we were.
You ever ridden in a horse and buggy, like in the buggy?
Oh no, that's no fun at all.
I would kill myself if I had to go from New York to L.A. in that shit.
Imagine that. Well, with no roads,
there's nothing,
just a trail
rolling over pebbles and rocks.
This trail isn't bad, I guess. And the corpses of the people before you
died on the way.
Last people who died of dysentery along the trail, what the shit here.
What a terrible ride.
Yeah, so in 1891, the newspaper says there were 6 coal mines, 2 sandstone quarries, 400 coke ovens.
Hell yeah.
They were cooking it up good. So get out there on that corner. We are baking it up. Get more baking soda. We need to... We make this rock, motherfucker. Let's do this.
There's coke ovens here, by the way. I don't know what they're for. I don't know what they're cooking with
some sort of mining
I
thing.
assume, yeah.
They had a foundry, a machine shop, 2 sawmills, a brick works, 4 hotels, and 2 banks in 1891.
It's great.
They had 300 people 5 years before that. So, I mean, this is like, if you think of like Tombstone, this is like a kind of an Eastern Tombstone. Like, we had nothing, and then we just had to throw this town up quick as people came here.
You have to be just positive about everything. Like, we're going to be fucking huge.
This is the shit. We've done
Jasper.
Jasper, baby.
It's going to be
coming
on everybody's tongue.
Jasper.
Oh, boy.
So, Franklin Roosevelt, while he was president, visited the town in 1940 to attend the memorial service of a friend of his, William Bankhead. Jasper is the county seat here. Very important. They have all the paperwork. God damn it. They fought and killed for it, I'm sure. It's the county seat of Walker County, and it's located in the middle of what they call the Warrior coal fields, which are there. It's the second largest coal fields in the nation, I guess. I assume West Virginia probably has more because that state's just a lump of coal with a house sitting on top, I believe. I don't think that, and they all live in it. And everyone who lives in the States in one house sitting atop it. A church, the courthouse, the school, and all the residents in one log cabin atop a giant piece of coal that they all rappel down and chip pieces off of all day and then climb back up.
Is it fascinating to you as it is to me that they didn't foresee and forecast that industry was going to fucking die on a stick?
Oh, it's fascinating to me. Well, it's every industry like that.
We burn this and it shoots black shit everywhere.
Not to mention,
it's going to go forever.
Did they think? I'm sure the Earth just keeps making more of this under here, right? Every time we take some out, it just regenerates. It's like a lizard tail, I feel like.
It's like a starfish.
The coal industry is one big gecko tail. Right. You chop it off, 3 days, 4 days, it'll come back. You just bring it back.
Unbelievable.
So, I don't know. So, it's low. They didn't care. They were just like, fucking jobs. Holy shit, money. And back then, I don't think there was enough people to really drain it until later when now there's so many people. We're doing it. We're
really putting a dent in this.
Apparently, Jasper's the location of the Sci-Fi Channel show Town of the Living Dead.
Oh,
I don't know. apparently. I don't know if that's like if it's filmed there or if it's they just use the name or
Got
what. Not enough. This was a crazy episode. Not enough time to give a shit about that. Put it that way. People from this town. There's a couple of people. Butterbean's from here.
No kidding.
Eric Esch there. Butterbean. He's
Giant
from this
fat
town.
bald guy that boxes like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you know the guy.
Yeah.
Big American flag trunks
That's the guy.
that you could pretty much use as a car cover for a 92 Toyota Corolla if you had to in a pinch.
He's clean.
Just a giant.
He's clean Bam Bam Bigelow. That's what he is.
That's pretty
and
much,
a little fatter.
And fatter,
Right.
yeah. Well, probably,
Much
yeah.
fatter.
And can't do what Bam Bam could do, cartwheels and shit.
Is that right?
I'd love to see, but yeah, Bam Bam was an athletic fuck.
All right.
He could do backflips off the top rope and shit. Like he was
Yeah, I've seen that.
He was super
Yeah.
athletic, Bam Bam. He was, for a big guy like that, Jesus, we're off the subject. Also, Tallulah Bankhead is from here too, the actress. She was in a Hitchcock movie.
Oh.
I can't remember which one now.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I like Hitchcock. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I have a resident review of the town, actually two.
Oh, great.
They're glowing, both of them. First one's a 2-star. They're keeping it mild here. That is, quote, there's a lot of crime. Every other night you can hear gunshots, and last week there was a break-in.
Oh.
Not a break-in.
P.S.
Last
where's
week.
Butterbean?
Oh, boy. Yeah, see, he wouldn't have fit through the window. Don't worry. He didn't break in. You'd know if he broke in because there'd be rounded areas of broken out
the
window
Kool-Aid
frame. Yeah, exactly. That's how he comes in with his arms up in the shape of boxing gloves at the end of his hands. You can tell it's him.
Right.
They all know in that town. But yeah, that's 2 stars for that one.
Okay.
But that's a lot of crime. There was a break-in last week. Oh, my God. And then this one here, this is beautiful. Quote, Jasper sucks. Our mall is crap. Walmart is crap. We got a Cracker Barrel, and the people of Jasper ruined it too. They ruined the Cracker.
How dare you, Jasper?
You ruined the Cracker Barrel.
I
Now
got
that's
news for you,
okay.
sir.
Listen,
It was ruined before it got there.
it's fine that the mall's crap. I get it. Malls are dying. Walmart's always been crap. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you ruined the Cracker Barrel, sir. And we're going to have words.
Oh, those apples.
You keep that riffraff out of the Cracker Barrel, goddammit.
Keep it away from my apples.
People drive.
Peach. It's peach cobbler.
Oh, peach cobbler. Yeah. You're right. People drive like bats out of hell and think they own the road. I wish I could move. 1 star.
But alas,
1 star.
I cannot.
I'm stuck. Wow, this is
Cole didn't pick up like I thought it would.
It's well, the first half of I thought it was coming back. The first half of the review sounds like a 16-year-old wrote it, and then the last half of the review sounds like an 86-year-old wrote it. So it's pretty funny. People, they drive like bats out of hell. They think they own the road. I wish I could move, but I'm on a fixed income with the Social Security. But the same 86-year-old is like, Jasper sucks, dude. The mall's crap. Fucking Walmart's crap. And the Cracker Barrel kind of could go either way.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel, and these
Cracker
people,
Barrel's
they ruined
very
it too. Yeah, that could go either way. That's where that's the grandfather and the grandson, and then the father came in the middle and said, we got a Cracker Barrel. These bastards ruined that too. And they said, put it in there. We're making a review of the town.
3 generations of bitching.
Throw it in. No, we're not going to say it's 3 different people. It's one. It's aggregated. You each get 16-year-old gets Jasper sucks, the mall and the Walmart. That's you. I get the Cracker Barrel, and you talk about traffic, and then let's do this. So
How
we're
many
in there.
stars?
1 star.
Yes,
all
sir.
right. We all agree on that. Now, Jesus, population of this town here right now, it is 13,854.
Oh.
Which is a lot here. Down 3.2% since 2010. Okay. So people seem to be fleeing. I don't know. That's a lot of people, honestly, like in practical numbers.
I'm going to put some stipulations on that coal burning.
Maybe, but I think it's probably you get benefits if the more shit you set on fire. Probably, I believe it's just
today.
There's a fire deduction.
Yeah.
If you need to put smoke in the air, more of that. Oh, there you go. That's we're going to give you a tax break. So people, I don't know what the hell's going on. Maybe not. Might have nothing to do with coal. We don't fucking know. I assume 45 minutes outside of Birmingham, there's probably a lot to do with people commuting to the city and jobs associated with the college. I would assume there is going to be a big deal.
I could see that.
So, yeah, that's probably going to be a big deal there. So I think that's probably more what this is, less about the coal fields, although our story is going to kind of rotate around coal country here. Population, like I said, down. Median age here is 38.6, which is about a year older than normal, pretty on the money. Male-female populations are pretty normal. With the ages, there's more kids and there's more elderly people.
Okay.
It's weird, but there's like less people of middle age. They only get one sentence about a Cracker Barrel, whereas everybody else gets more say and shit.
Bulk of the population.
Bulk of the population, yeah. Married population's right about even, 50-50, like normal. Most of the shit's normal here, I would say. There's not a lot of stats that are kind of real out of whack as far as married, and there's a few more widows because there's more old people. The divorce rate's pretty normal, though. Seems to be like less kids than normal, which is weird. I don't understand that, but whatever. The racial breakdown here, it's about 79% white, 15.5% black. So a little more white and a little more black than normal. It's usually about 62% white, about 12% black. Not a lot of Hispanic people, about 3% Hispanic, which is normally about 17%. So we're, it's white and black. It's the South. So religious here, though. Religion, 65% religious. Normal's 50-50. Alabama, you're going to get, it's going to be heavy out here in the rural.
Representing there.
You want to talk about representing? 38% Baptist.
Shit, yeah.
Because Baptists are the Catholics of the South, as we know. It's the same thing. We had the exact opposite in Massachusetts last week. It was like 48% Catholic. It's the same shit.
That's incredible.
It's weird. Yeah, here, 0.8% Catholic. I don't know about, what do you want?
Not coming down there.
You one of them Italians? One of them Irish or something? I don't know about that. One of them churches. I hear they give wine to the children and then touch them.
Why would you want to put the body in your mouth?
That sounds disgusting.
Jesus.
We touch our kids while they're sober down here. While they're sober. You understand? Like the Lord wants it to happen. Yeah, that's right. We understand that.
Keep it around here.
Keep it right here. 0.0% Jewish, 0.0% Muslim. Not happening in Alabama here in a small town. We have the politics here. Last election, 82% Republican.
My word.
It's very conservative in rural Alabama. 15.3% Democrat and about 2.5% independent. So 15% Democrat, which is pretty much the exact amount of black people here.
Right, is
15.3% Democrat was the voting.
Nailed it.
And 15.26% black is the population. Just saying, I think there's a pretty divided, pretty even on those lines probably down there. They're starting again. I think it's just one of those. Unemployment rate here, it's about normal, a little high, but not too high. It's still like in the mid 4s, which is insanely low. So it really doesn't matter. Household income, though, is a little bit low. Median household income here, $39,800. Normally it's about almost $58,000 now. So it's a little bit low, and there's a lot of people making way less than they should here. Than the normal. 17.5% make under $15,000 a year. Another 9.3% make in the $15,000 to $20,000 range, and 11.2% make between $20,000 and $30,000.
30% make under 30
so
grand.
More than that, yeah,
My fuck.
35-ish%, a little higher than that, make under 30 grand a year.
Jesus.
So that's a third of the population's making under 30 grand a year.
Poverty wages.
That's tough. That's getting by in an apartment and struggling, and it's not an easy life.
That's not a lot of smiling.
No. That's a lot of working. Is what that is, and a lot of
time to smile.
A lot of bill paying.
They got a second shift to pick up.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of bill paying and a lot of work doing. A lot of in punching, but not a lot of smiling. But the higher than $200,000 a year category, $200,000 a year is higher than that. Really? Is higher than normal. So there's more people here that make, and it's like significantly higher than average.
Really?
So there's a high population. I don't know if they own the mines or what, but there's a high population of wealthy people here. It's interesting here. The jobs too. There's a lot of retail trade, that sort of thing. There's not it's hard to see a lot of healthcare, social services, that sort of stuff. But otherwise, it's pretty on average with the rest of the states, pretty much, except for mining. 5% mining, quarrying, that sort of shit. And normally that's like 0.5%. So that's way higher than normal. Cost of living here, 100 being par, regular average here. Cost of living is 83.3. So for the lower salary, that's a little it's not that great. No, except for housing is very low.
Yeah.
Housing here is a 43.7. So that's low. Median home cost here $110,000.
Okay.
So very low on the housing costs. You can get a lot. Like there's 10% of the houses are between $80,000 to $100,000.
Okay.
So you can find a lot here that's pretty cheap. But renters are 1/3 of the population here. So there's a lot of that's your 33% that make under 30 grand. They're renting.
Right.
There you go. There's your renters. And if we've convinced you, I mean, how could you not be convinced that Jasper, Alabama is the place for you? We have the Jasper, Alabama Real Estate Report. Your average 2-bedroom rental here, I found, is about $683 a month, which is, that's pretty cheap. It's way less than the national average. It's about half, a little less than half, a little more than half. I found a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 996 square feet, so about 1,000 square feet. Small. This is a little starter home here. $89,900, which at least you can afford the starter home. You don't have to be wealthy to afford a mortgage on that. I found a 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,984 square foot.
It's a good place.
It's a big place. It's got a big lawn on it. It needs updating on the inside, but I mean, if you have 3 kids and you need a decent place to live at not a high price, this place $122,000.
Not bad.
So there's your place.
Yeah.
Fuck the backsplash. You need to actually live there.
Yeah.
And then if you've done well, you've extracted God
all
knows what from the earth.
Right.
We've reached in and taken it. You've done well for yourself. I found a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 4,868 square foot.
Goddamn plantation.
This place is pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
It's like set way back. There's like trees and a big front lawn that goes. You could have like big Southern family reunions happen on the front lawn.
Tire swing and all that
the
shit.
whole thing. $439,900.
That's a deal.
That's a deal for a house like that.
Yeah.
I mean, for a house like that, that's beautiful. More than less than it would be in most every place we cover pretty much here. Things to do. Not a lot of shit going on here. I found other than church, I found a lot of church stuff going on. I'll tell you that. I found the Foothills Festival. It's at the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains.
Gotcha.
This is at the end of the trail.
Trail? Really?
Yeah, well, not at the end of the trail, but this is when the mountains end, and then this is the flatlands here of the south. So it began in 1997, and then was discontinued in 2000, and then brought back in 2013.
Oh, how about they took a 13-year break?
13-year break. They needed to plan, Jimmy. It's a hiatus, we'll call it here. It's a 2-day festival that they call a unique mix of high-powered music festival and a Southern craft vendors weekend. Ooh, talk about Jasper's burgeoning foodie community. I bet.
Yeah.
And it's downtown. They talk about that they have 2 craft breweries, and they're just really trying to say this is some shit here. They say to share in the spirit of the community in Jasper, Alabama by hosting a fun event at the safe environment for all individuals. So they're trying to get you to have a party there.
How progressive to throw the word
all individuals. Everybody.
Yeah.
Even everybody.
They didn't just throw ages.
No, they said it's
what? Individuals.
Individuals, damn it. The picture of the event, the cover photo on the website is a guy with a banjo. So I'm assuming I will not enjoy this festival, whereas Jimmy would probably have a grand old time.
Doesn't sound too bad.
He'd be like, this is pretty good. I got to be
decent, James.
Yeah, and I'm like, if that fucking guy doesn't stop playing that banjo, I am going to beat him with it like the honky tonk man. I can't take it anymore. I'm losing my goddamn mind. I've had it. Crime rate in this town, what we're interested in here. Property crime, and the crime rate is obscene in this town.
What do you mean?
For such a small place, property crime is 3 times the national average. That is a lot for rural Alabama. And violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and of course assault, the Mount Rushmore of crime, is over twice the national average.
Wow.
More than twice the national average. It's healthy.
It's robust.
It's a robust. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's a thick, like juicy, it's a burgoo of violent crime that's going on down here.
It's really thriving.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So speaking of violent crime, we should talk about a murder.
Let's do it.
Let's do this. A murder here. Let's start out. this is such a weird story. It's one of these stories where you're like, where do you even start?
Yeah.
How do you have to take the story apart in layers almost and peel it apart and figure it out.
Like a bird?
Kind of like a bird or like any sort of animal you might find and take apart to try to fix your own brain, like our last episode. If you haven't listened to last episode, you just have to hear it because to be able to explain it to you here, there's no way to do it justice. It's insane. Let's just say there's a vampire and he's got very weird recipes of things that he makes, and it's just the weirdest damn thing.
It's
I've ever
very
heard.
grim, Karen.
It's grim, Karen, but it's also one of the funniest goddamn things you could ever imagine.
Is.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely, these people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked, God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. Yeah. But why don't you focus also, you look at like green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So first we have to start out. Let's just start off with Shonda Johnson. Okay. Quick. Shonda Johnson. What are you picturing?
Do you want it?
Shonda Johnson. Quick.
I picture a Waffle House waitress that is angry.
Angry Waffle House waitress.
And black.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say, automatically what color? I don't need to know what she does for a living.
That's not a racist thing. That's just a...
That's you hear Shonda Johnson. It's anything. If you hear, I almost used our agent's name because it's the most... But if you hear, Saul. If you hear Saul Rosenthal, you think
Jewish guy.
Yeah. You don't think giant black guy. No. Not your first thought. You hear Shonda Johnson. It just sounds like a black lady. Yeah. And there's a woman with a ministry too by the same name, and it was confusing. But this Shonda Johnson, not black at all.
Really?
No. That's so. Yeah. And I say that doesn't matter either way in the crime. But you try to paint a picture.
Yes.
If you're painting a picture of a black lady,
is all audible.
It's not.
Nobody knows
it's what I mean.
No pictures.
You haven't seen this. If this isn't a live show where I could go, here she is, and you go, oh wow, I pictured her black. It's not going to happen. Like you can just all do that. But no, here, she's actually very white. She's such a strange bird to unpack here. It's hard to, everything we say to unpack her is sort of offensive. Like, sounds black, right? That's sort of offensive. The other thing is, like, men super dig her. She has no problem hooking up with men all over the place, but she's also excessively homely. Now, I only say that not to judge her looks or anything like that, but and in every report of this that you read, every newspaper report, even in the court documents, they mention that she's not that attractive.
Really?
Because the way she operates is you would imagine she's like using her sexuality and her wares, and she's like this siren of like, you know, but she's not.
Seductress.
So that's but I don't know why it matters, but it's like
it matters.
If there was a guy out there and he was like, oh, he's hooked up with 5 wealthy women and he's taking all their money, you would want to know if he was like a troll. You'd be like, how the fuck is he doing that? Because you'd go, wow, he must be even more charming or manipulative.
Exactly.
Because he's not even handsome.
Right.
Like with her, it's like, how is she pulling all these guys and getting them to do her like shit for her? Like, it's very weird. It's a very, very strange
historically,
thing.
it's fascinating because Big Nose Kate is like, she's historically this amazing prostitute that everybody wanted to sleep with.
Yeah.
And she was a 100% hideous looking woman. If you ever seen a picture of Big Nose Kate, you'd be like, people legit. That wasn't free?
Well,
really?
no, but back then they were like, she knows what she's doing.
Right.
They had all been told that's
Right.
Which,
visual aspects sometimes doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
That's what I mean.
Because of how they make you feel.
Yes, and everybody says she's got a certain way about her, and she's got an extreme confidence about her.
That's so sexy.
Which is very sexy.
Yeah.
And if it's a strange thing, and I know this goes the other way because I've heard women say this a lot, where unattractive guys can date up in looks if they have this weird confidence.
Some swagger.
You'll see it all the time. You'll be like, why is that chick with that guy? And then you'll see him get in his car and it's like a broken down Honda. You're like, doesn't even have a lot of money. What's going on? He's got some weird confidence about him that somehow works. And it's the same thing. Men are the same way. We go for that too.
You know, and sometimes too,
sometimes you just go for that.
Sometimes it's the extreme of either pole. Is that? Yeah, that's the word. People that are like super, super weak. Sometimes people just want to help them, but they have to be handsome as shit.
That's
you know what
the
I mean?
thing, yeah.
It's a confidence versus appearance thing where you can be uber confident and hideous, and you'll get laid. You'll get a mate.
And you can
the
be
opposite
super
way,
handsome and not have any confidence, and people will find you
all the time.
It's a weird thing, yeah.
But if you are not confident and you're ugly, alone forever.
That's what it is. Yeah, this society wants nothing to do with you.
You are useless.
No one's reaching out to you. It's a weird thing. So, but yeah, she's got like bleach blonde hair that she doesn't even really keep, like, you know, she's got roots and shit like that. Like, she's known for that. She's not like excessively, what's the word? She doesn't put herself together. No, I don't want to say that. I mean, like, she's kind of down to earth. She lives in coal mining country, and she's not like a prissy. She describes herself like after high school, like she'll tell people that she doesn't know, like, oh yeah, I was the homecoming queen, and you know, everybody wanted to date me, and I was this beauty queen, but that none of that shit was true.
Real.
She just like made all that up, and it was part of her thing. And guys were like, I don't know, she's not that hot, but I guess she was hot, you know, and I guess it's cool. Like, she seems confident about it. If she thinks she's hot, I guess I think she's hot too.
Yeah.
Guys are very easily convinced.
We are.
We're super easily convinced, but I'm saying that if you have a swagger, that's the thing. And I meant that to say that she was attractive, and not classically beautiful. I think it came out way wrong. That came out way fucking wrong.
I still loved it.
Yeah, but you didn't. Not what I meant. That was my Andrew Jackson moment, the opposite way.
Yeah.
It meant that she would come off attractive, even though she's not like, you know, a classic, like, you know, beauty in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
classically handsome and classically beautiful they run parallel. You're right.
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, it's a different thing. So it's there's a swagger about it where, and I think that this woman had that. Jesus Christ, that was a hole to dig. Sorry, everybody. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Should I go get you my Mike Bidet award?
Jesus Christ, that was just the stupidest thing. Well, if I knew how to say what I want to say, it would help. So anyway, she's that sort of thing. She is very like conscious about her teeth. They're very crooked and shit. She needed braces and didn't get them, so she doesn't like smile in pictures and shit. She dropped out of high school, and she's not. We'll call it. She's not a real studious worker either. That's the other thing. She's not real. She's just kind of a, people will take care of me. That's kind of her attitude. She lies to people, tells people she was the head cheerleader and the homecoming queen. She tells people she has a job as a paramedic where she makes really good money, and none of this stuff is true. She doesn't work hardly at all. She dropped out of school, and, you know, no one gave a shit about her in high school. It's just one of those things. She needs to dream. She's in and I get it, man. She's in a a place that seems she's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like there's a lot of there's not a lot of excitement. There's not a lot of glitz to it. There's not a lot of anywhere. So your imagination can run wild.
She's got a boring life, so she's got to spice
she's kind
it up.
of been spicing it up. She's trying to drag other people into it and
That's the part where it sucks.
That's the part where it sucks, but that's what makes her feel good.
Yeah.
That she feels like she feels like she's the homecoming queen, and that's what she wants to feel like, and that's fine. I mean, like I said, guys will make shit like that up too.
Yeah,
this is not gender specific at all. This is very much what people
I was
do.
in the fucking service, for Christ's
There
sake.
you go. Whatever works is what it is. So
I'm an idiot.
She would lie a lot. That's so fucking funny, but. Dudes dug her though, man. She was just something about her was attractive, and so they were really into her. Within a few months of quitting school, she's about 18 years old. She gets married. She gets married, and then she gets married, and she ends up breaking up with this guy relatively quickly. But then, while she is broken up, she realizes she's pregnant. So that's a problem. She realizes she's pregnant, and then she has to figure out, what the fuck am I going to do? I guess I'll find some other guy. So she found another guy and married him too.
Okay.
So she's been married, divorced, married again.
Got it.
At a very young age here, by 18. She is... People say that the best way to describe her is one of her sisters says, quote, in a certain way, Shonda had her own little world, but that doesn't make her a bad person. Mm-hmm. She just had her own... She didn't want to be this average person from an average place that nobody cared about. She wanted to be something special, like a lot of people want to be. And some people get out of there and they go somewhere else, and they, they go, I'm going to go to the city and be something, or I'm going to go here, or I'm going to go wherever. And she just said, fuck it, I'm stuck here. I'll just make some shit up and try to make my life best as I can.
It's not a bad plan.
It's understandable as shit.
Making up stories and experiences that you wish you had.
And we all know people like this too. Everybody knows people like this. And so she's already been married and divorced and had 2 weddings and all this type of shit. Her first husband, a guy named Jeff Nelson, not the ex-relief pitcher for the Yankees and Mariners.
I didn't remember.
Big, tall righty. Not him. He filed police reports about her twice. They were married for 6 years, and he files police reports twice claiming that she tried to kill him. But no charges were ever brought. So he filed a report. They came, asked some questions, and were like, I don't fucking know, whatever. This fucking white trash people. Who cares? Like, that's what I feel like happened. I feel like they went out there, and they were like, she tried to kill you. Do you have any stab wounds on you? No. And they're yelling and screaming, and there's kids crying in the back of the trailer, and the cops are like, all right, well, we'll take the report. Thanks a lot. Oh, she tried to kill you, quote unquote, without touching you or doing anything? Okay.
Rural Alabama, I'm sure that call comes in every week.
That's what I mean. They're like, have a good one, asshole. Like, I'm sure it was one of those things. But that happened twice. So there was some conflict in this marriage going on that who the hell knows. And I mean, they're young people. I mean, when you're 22 and you have kids and you're struggling to make ends meet, and you're not, one person's not working, and there's going to be issues there.
Sure.
I don't know if anyone's trying to kill anybody, but
sounds like a strained relationship.
It sounds like a strained relationship. Her second marriage, she married a guy named Jimmy Tidwell.
Hell yeah.
Here, Jimmy Tidwell. Jimmy Tidwell, who sounds like a NASCAR driver.
Yeah, he does.
Absolutely sounds like a NASCAR driver. He divorces her only after about 5 months.
Oh.
So this does not last long.
No.
This is a quickie marriage. So 6 years for the first one, 5 months for the second one.
Brutal.
Yes. So, she's burning through them pretty quick, but she's young. Yeah. I mean, anybody young, once you start marrying, it's just, it could really get out of hand.
It can add up fast.
It can add up fast. That's what I mean. The first one, I was so young. What a mistake.
Yeah.
This is the right one.
Right.
Well, fuck, that wasn't the right one. I just wanted to get out of that first one. Now I'm out of that.
23.
Now I'm 23. I've been married twice, but what if I find somebody I like? I'm not supposed to marry them then, because I could be married 3 times by the time I'm 25, which sounds insane, but it's really pretty reasonable if you think about it.
Super easy.
It's so fucking weird, man.
My mom was divorced twice and had 3 kids when she was 25.
That's what I mean.
Bananas.
It sounds crazy, but if you think about it in that context, like we just said, you go, man, that could happen.
I can see it.
Yeah, just it snowballs.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So she meets another man here. She meets a man named Randy McCullough. Okay, Randy McCullough, they get together and they seem to be the picture of happiness. These two, this is interesting here. We'll talk about all of this. They first get married. I say first.
Yeah.
On June 24th, 1995. Okay. They have a small ceremony at a church. They have it's near McCullough's parents' home, the church. It's like right in the same neighborhood. So their whole family's there. It's a big deal. The two of them met at a country bar that they both frequented.
All of her marriages started that way.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
There's a little bit of Betty Lou Beats in her background.
Okay.
Except Betty Lou Beats had like a different thing going on, but it's a little bit of Betty Lou Beats type of deal where she's Gun Barrel? That's Gun Barrel City, Texas, where she meets a lot of guys at bars and marries them. And her story's way different though. She's got a weird background. This woman's background is not of the Betty Lou Beats is like abusive. Her background was crazy.
There was plenty of excitement there.
Yeah, her mother in and out of the institutions, right. Like anything that Betty Lou Beats did, you'd go, that's not surprising.
No.
But whatever happens to her you never know. I mean, because she seems like, at this point in the story with Shonda, she seems like she could be an aggressor, or she seems like she could get tied up with the wrong person very fucking easily. Sure. So that's where Betty Lou Beats the whole story. You're like, she's going to do something bad. Right. You just know it, that this is not going to turn out well. So anyway, they get married first at this church, and they met at the BC Lounge, which will come up multiple times in the story, which is the country bar where they both hung out. Now, the problem was, they at the wedding too. They were, it was like a big affair. They had all their friends there, and it was a small ceremony, but for them, they had like everybody they knew there, families and that sort of thing. So it was a big, warm ceremony here. They were very casual people. Like McCullough was a cowboy boot and Western shirt kind of guy, and she would wear,
Rowan in the black tie affair.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She was exactly. He's the guy coming in.
It's like Garth Brooks.
Yeah, he's coming in with jeans, and you're maybe getting a bolo tie out of the guy if it's like a funeral. If someone he really respects dies, you might get a bolo tie out of him.
Scorpion.
He's still going to wear his hat, mind you. Yeah. But and she was real casual too. She would wear jeans, and she liked like short skirts and shit though. She wanted to flaunt a little bit. She was trying to work it. That's cool. Let her do do your thing, girl.
Yeah.
So she was. They said the Reverend here said that they were. I mean, the whole ceremony couldn't have had a more into each other couple. He said, quote, they were just as happy as they could be, couldn't keep their hands off each other. So, I mean, they were just ready to get into it. Yeah, it was going to be a good.
Let's get out of here and consummate
this. It's going to be a good honeymoon. Let me tell you something. So,
this honeymoon's going to smell funny.
It's going to be gross.
Yeah.
Now, everything on the surface sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds idyllic. A small town, little white church wedding with your family, your friends, at the church right by your parents' house with the reverend you grew up with. I mean, this is some old school shit here.
She's done with her bad marriages and into the good ones.
John Cougar Mellencamp has his pen fucking poised over a pad waiting to write a song about these two right now.
Just watch
This is going to work out. She came from a bad background. Right. Yeah, I could just make it to the same tune. They all sound the same. Fuck it, who cares? Whatever. It's all Jack and Diane. It's a difference. Strum that guitar. It's the same shit. So, so that sounds idyllic and beautiful. And like they're going to run off into the sunset. They're going to put just married in big letters with a bunch of cans on the back of their convertible and drive off as she turns in her seat and waves with her wedding dress flowing in the breeze. You know the scene I'm getting at.
We were so busy at the wedding, I forgot to throw this bouquet. Somebody catch it.
There you go.
Yeah,
and then the woman who's been sad the whole time catches it, who had to like make all the plans and didn't get to participate.
So many smiles.
And her bridesmaid dress doesn't fit right, and she's so sad because she didn't have time to fix it because she was fixing everybody else's fuck-ups because no one has any responsibility here except for Kathy.
Yeah.
So,
And the hairdresser got drunk, and everybody's hair looks like shit. Kathy saves the day.
It's all Kathy, then you wonder why she's so why Karen's so grim, because her sister Kathy's got to do all this shit.
That is hilarious.
This is her sister put upon Kathy.
Both of my aunt's names.
So there you go. We have Grim Karen and put upon Kathy. This woman, she's put upon Kathy.
Unbelievable.
Put upon Kathy is I mean, every office has a put upon Kathy.
Yeah.
She's the one who's like, I didn't even get any pizza. I ordered it, and I had to take everyone's order. You want fucking pineapple and Hawaiian or whatever horse shit that is. I got everybody's shit down, and once I did everything and then finished what I had to do, it's all gone.
I cut all the cake, gave everybody a piece, set a piece aside
guy
for
get
me,
a slice?
and that fucking guy ate too.
The guy get a slice. The maintenance guy got a piece. He doesn't even fucking know the guy that's retiring, and he got a piece. Put upon Kathy. Not fair.
God damn it. I'm crying. Like 2 ants.
Groom Karen and put upon Kathy.
Both of my mom's sisters.
Do they fit those
Karen
profiles?
And Kathy, and it's beautiful.
Oh, that's fucking amazing. Hello, Aunt Karen and Aunt Kathy. We're sorry you're so grim and put upon. We hope that things get better for you and that people respect you more.
I can't wait till Kelly's character comes out.
This is fucking beautiful.
Fantastic.
So yeah, the problem here is it wasn't as perfect as it would seem. In actuality, just before the ceremony, McCullough here, the groom-to-be, contacted the preacher, Hallie, contacted him and said, I've got a problem. I know you got the whole outfit on, and I got my special Western wedding gear on, and she's got her nicest bedazzled short skirt on, and we're all ready to fucking roll here.
My wedding chaps on.
Yeah, and I got my cousin and my ex-wife, and there she is, and the whole deal. Whatever it is, he's like, this is all fine, but there's an issue that I found out, and that is because her divorce isn't final yet.
Oh no!
So how are we going to get married? In an hour? Because she's still married. So. Shoulder shrug.
So what happens?
What do we do here? So the preacher said, all right, well, that is a problem. Yeah. You're correct. Legally, that's going to be an issue. But what we can do is tell you what, let's just have the wedding. And as far as anybody else knows, that's your wedding and it's beautiful. As far as all me and you and Chandra know, this is a practice ceremony.
All right,
it's a little practice.
Yeah.
We're just doing a little brush up for
Take one.
All right, let's do it. Just a rehearsal, a little practice ceremony, and said that once the divorce is final, I'm sure in the next couple days or whatever, you guys come to my house, the preacher's house, and I'll just marry you in my living room.
Beautiful.
And then that'll be the legal ceremony. But as far as everybody else concerned, that's none of their business.
Right.
We'll have a nice little ceremony. You don't have to go out there and go, she's a whore. Sorry, everybody. She's still fucking mad. We can't. Grandma, I know you might not live till the next ceremony, but she didn't tell me. She's still married to somebody else. I'm sorry. That's a weird annouance to make at your wedding.
That's a terrible thing to find out right now.
It's not good.
No.
So he says, okay, fine. And July 11th, 1995, the marriage certificate's finally filed.
Okay.
So it takes another 2 weeks to get everything finalized. The problem here is they have issues right away as a couple.
Because she lied to him out the gate.
Well, she's lied to him, and she's just not real into the marriage. We'll say he works a lot, and she doesn't work at all. And what she would do is go to the lake with her friends every day.
Oh, that's not cool.
While he's working, so he was like, that's kind of. He got a little pissy.
Fuck that.
Yeah, he got a little bit pissy with that after a while. She'd, put a bathing suit on and go to the beach and be like, and he's like, bye, I'm going to work all day.
He's waking up, she makes him a pot of coffee and then jumps in the back of an F-250.
Yeah.
I'll see you tonight, honey.
Yeah, surfboards on the top and racks and shit. Even though it's a lake in Alabama. Still, though, it sets the scene.
They're trying.
It sets the scene, too. You can't have pick up a girl for the beach in a happy setting where no one's got a shirt on unless you have surfboards on top. So this is all going on. So his parents were saying that he was growing a little bit tired of that. Yeah. It was kind of like, got pissy pretty fast.
This is bullshit.
Yeah. His mother, Betty, by the way, Betty McCullough.
Yeah.
She sounds like she bet excellent cookies, I bet she
throws
makes.
the hard ER on the end of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hard.
And every other word she uses.
And everything else she uses. She's a woman who always has a pie cooling on a windowsill, though, like a cartoon pie. I feel like
beautiful.
Smells amazing. Yeah. She said about Shonda, quote, she'd put on her bikini, throw a towel around her, and go to the beach. He was working and she was out partying. Randy was a Christian, and he just couldn't take a life like that.
Yeah.
So, he's not thrilled with this.
I don't give a shit what your religion is.
No,
he could be
that
Muslim.
doesn't matter.
He could be. I don't care.
It doesn't matter. He could be an atheist.
He could be
and
Hindu.
He wouldn't give a shit. He'd go, this is not cool.
I'm working. You're having fun. Go fuck yourself.
I pay the bills, so you go to the beach. This
Get
is
a job.
Bullshit. Yeah, bullshit.
How about I work half as much as I work now? You work the other half, and then we'll both go to the fucking
nope,
beach.
She wants to go on her own. But he thought he was signing up for like this little she's going to stay in the house all the time and make me dinner. And he thought he was getting like a cool Christian housewife. She's like, fuck that shit. Right. I'm going to the beach. It's like somewhere in the middle is probably better for everybody, I would say. She doesn't need to be a housewife or this. Yeah. Somewhere in the middle. So, she's out partying and all that. So, it doesn't take long before they end up separating, pretty soon after that. Very shortly, honestly. It's like a couple of months and they're separated already. So this did not last long.
She has a 60-day beach vacation.
That's it. Yeah, that's what it was basically. Yeah,
she got tortured.
Yeah, she got like a workman's comp vacation sort of thing and went to the beach. And,
dude, I would lose my fucking mind.
Yes, well, he did.
Okay.
So they separate. The weird thing about this, about 3 months, about a month and a half after they separate, which is a little over 3 months after they're married, McCullough here receives a phone call from a friend of his that says, of all things, this is amazing. The friend says, your wife that you just married,
familiar with her.
She's like, I know her. Goes to the beach all the time. Yeah, her. Well, I just saw her down at the courthouse marrying another dude.
What?
So that's weird. Didn't you guys just get married? Are you divorced? Did you get an annulment or something? He's like, no, we're very much married, as a matter of fact. That's super weird that she would be down at the courthouse, marrying someone. Right. So, she was seen having another marriage ceremony in a legal venue as well. Woman. This isn't like some sort of weird, little like a hippie commitment ceremony that doesn't count. Like this is at the court. You're filing fucking state paperwork here.
This is real.
This is some real shit. So, he's super pissed.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know if maybe they'll get back together. They're just separated. Right. And, you got to at least divorce me before you marry somebody else, I feel like.
He and Put Upon Kathy would get along real well.
Oh, he should hook up with, if Put Upon Kathy wasn't his cousin, I mean, they still hook up, but... it would be a legal thing. Otherwise, they could really get together.
Courthouse won't recognize it.
I picture Put Upon Kathy pulling up her bridesmaid dress because it keeps falling down.
Right.
She's like, my fucking goddamn thing. I wish I could have got it fitted. It's too loose. Piece of shit. Fucking damn it. Gina didn't do shit. She was supposed to do the invitations. I told you that.
I sat up all night doing those.
I had
she's
to
a
do
lazy asshole.
Who did the centerpieces? Me. That's right. Me. I put them together. I put the fucking covers on the chairs. You don't know shit. You don't know anything, you fucking bitch. Shut up. No. And she grabs them, pulling away. Next thing you know, there's extensions coming out and fucking dresses are being torn. Put Upon Kathy's lost her fucking mind. I've had it. And Grim Karen's just sitting in the corner smoking, just shaking her head going, this always happens. I knew this would be a terrible day. I knew no one would get along. I was going to stand up when they said, does anyone have any reason why these two I was going to say, because it's all terrible.
This day's going to go terrible, you guys.
This day isn't working. She's just always smoking. She could be in any environment there's no smoking. She's
put that out. You're in a church.
And no one notices. It matters. It doesn't matter. She's like my elderly uncle back in the day that would smoke anywhere, and people just look at him like, you can't smoke here, and he'd just take a drag staring right at him, and they'd just go, all right, and they wouldn't even tell him not to smoke. He was like, I'm an old man and I ain't fucking stopping, so either tackle me or fuck off.
Don't worry, time will put this
on. Oh, I used to love that shit. He would do that, just look right in their face and just take a drag, and they'd just go, okay, guess you're not going to stop.
Those words fell on deaf ears.
All right then. So, so anyway, so she's marrying another man. Who the fuck is she marrying? Obviously, that's a goddamn good question. She finds a man named Bill McIntyre, Jr.
Oh boy.
Jr.
Oh, Billy Mack.
Bad news.
Yeah.
Billy Mack Jr. here. Now, Billy Mack and Shonda here met while they were working at a sleeping bag plant.
What? That exists?
That's
what?
I thought about that. And I'm like, okay, well, sleeping bags exist, so they must make them somewhere. But to think that somewhere exists a standalone building that's just, this is where the sleeping bags are made.
All of them are made here.
Is super fucking strange to me. I don't know why. It sounds like, I just see a field with like one of those metal corrugated steel buildings, just sleeping bags on assembly lines. It's a very sad environment.
That'd be a terrible job.
And people are just overseeing it, and their job is to check the zipper at the end and then make sure it doesn't stick. That's super annoying.
How sleepy would you get just working there?
Yeah,
I could just fucking go to sleep right now.
Rubbing them. These are soft. Super warm. So
what a
warm
tease that is.
It's warm in there. Put your arm in there.
It's all cold outside. Man, it's a nice sleeping bag
it's
right
gonna
here.
Be good stuff. Sleeping bag plant. Which
what a shit job.
It's one of the few jobs she has at any time.
At least she's not at the beach.
Yeah, she's got it. Well, this is when they broke up, so she's got to have something.
Damn it.
Can
you imagine? You tell her to get a job, and then she fucking does that and meets a dude and marries him while you're still married.
While you're still married. Yeah. So now the problem here is, here's the issue with all of this. Again, in between all of this, she already has a son from the first husband,
right?
Like we talked about. She broke up and then tried to find. She got that second husband. Right. That didn't last long, and she found McCullers. That obviously is a mess.
It's over.
Goes to the beach. Now she's looking at number 4 with Billy Mack here. So problem here is she's also pregnant with McCullers' child.
Oh my word!
In the 2 months they were together, he has managed to impregnate her somehow. And he's a religious man, so
Christian.
He prayed on those sperm, and they came through for him. They made it all the way to the target. So, so she's pregnant with the third husband's, who she's still married to's child, when she's having like a shotgun courthouse wedding with another guy.
With his baby. The other guy's baby.
With the other guy's baby still
is nuts.
This is very, very confusing, this whole thing. Now, Billy Mack, though, he is in love.
Yeah.
He has found the one.
Okay.
He's done his mother here, Frida McIntyre.
Absolutely.
She said, by the way, McIntyre, that might be one of them Catholics, I think. We're going to steer clear of them.
They might have some of that Reba money in the bank.
It sounds kind of Irish, I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. You know how them people are.
Yeah.
That's all. Now, she said, old Frida McIntyre said, quote, he told us he thought this was the girl that God meant for him.
Oh, no.
She is sent by God. Quote, Bill talked her out of having an abortion. He carried her to her doctor's appointments, and he was right there in the delivery room.
Jesus.
So she wanted to have an abortion from the third husband's kid here, and he said, no, what do you, we'll raise it.
Are you nuts?
I'll raise it as my own. I don't care.
We'll go to hell.
So she marries Billy Mack here, which is just wild. Now, Billy Mack, a little about him. He is in the process, when they get married, of completing a degree in a home study course
of
it gets worse. It starts out he's completing his degree, and you're like, ooh, this is good, in a home study course, not quite as good, in becoming a preacher. And it drops down even more, and it starts right where it starts, right back to the beginning there. So it's a home study course in preaching. So
it's a step up from HVAC. I thought that's where you were going.
He might as well just have a homeless man yell at him something. He goes, I learned a lot today. It's a home study course in preaching.
Isn't that where all of them are, though?
You can just make it. Yeah, I guess it's true. Anyway,
you need one book.
I think that's where the school was. It's in an alley by a dumpster, taught by a homeless faculty.
You don't even got to buy books. You go to a church and take one.
Yeah.
You got it right there. Done.
Guy up there screaming, you don't need a home. God's provided everything out here. Son, just grab a dog and eat it.
Right.
There's food everywhere. It's fine. Ain't y'all seen a dumpster? Fuck. Lazy sons of bitches. Kathy filled it up.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it's it. Did you get any, Kathy? No, we're sorry, Kathy. I'm sorry. No, it's fine.
I picture homeless men just punctuating every sentence with "fuck."
Fuck. Know what I'm saying?
It really punctuates
Fuck.
a sentence.
And everything, just like that. That's how they do. That's the pause.
The clean way of that is period.
Yeah,
Never-
period.
yeah.
He goes, fuck. Like half a question, half of an exasperated thing, and half just a punctuation.
Right.
It's all.
It could go in any situation.
It could go anywhere.
Y'all don't have more Dr. Pepper? Fuck.
Yeah, but there's a more of a.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have any more Dr. Pepper? Fuck.
Or y'all
He's
have
gotta
all
think
that
about
Dr. Pepper? Fuck.
Yeah, but it's the processing. You got it. We had the timing. Yeah. It's the processing. Because he's thinking about either you don't have this or holy shit, you got all this. What would I do with all this Dr. Pepper? And then he pictures himself drinking it all. He's like, fuck, that'd be great. And he's like amazed and astonished at the same time.
It's a really great word to punctuate a sentence.
Fuck. So
Finishes every thought so perfect.
apparently that's his that's his course of education. Being yelled fuck by a homeless man behind a dumpster.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back.
Do it.
That's not
Bet
what
you
it
don't.
is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there.
Sure, yeah.
Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here, based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about a healthy, delicious item, Hero Bread. And we're both trying to get healthier this new year. Jimmy had a eye-opening doctor's appointment and things like that. So we're trying to get healthier, and I'm telling you right now, this Hero Bread is a good step in this direction. It's delicious, and it is really good for you, and it's really excellent. They have the sliced bread is good, the bagels, the tortillas. I know you've been
they're terrific.
Ranting about the tortillas. They're so good. With Hero Bread, you can focus on your health goals and still indulge in the soft, fluffy experience you love, but guilt-free. I really love the little Hawaiian rolls, too.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so good. The Hawaiian rolls, they're legit. They're fluffy. Yeah. They're exactly how you want them to be. You'd never know it's low-carb and high-fiber bread from the texture. You get the soft, fluffy experience you know and love with your savory breakfast sandwich, late-night grilled cheese, Taco Tuesday. Do it. No compromises, just flavor, ultra-low net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, high in fiber. It's fantastic. Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use the code SmallTownMurder at checkout. That's SmallTownMurder at HERO.co.
And now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you all sorts of good stuff about Chime. That's what I'm talking about. There's so many extra fees you have to pay in life. Everything. You go to the airline, there's an extra ticket on that. There's extra fee on every fees and fees, hotels, fees, all this type of stuff. We're trying to make progress, and the next thing you know, here comes another fee coming at you, and it's more money than you expected, and your whole math is thrown off, and it's awful. Learn more at chime.com/smalltownmurder. Chime is great with that stuff. I mean, you can't beat if your things are a little tight, especially around the holidays or after the holidays. Yeah. You need that money a couple days early, or you go grocery shopping. You got a car payment due. There's so many things that don't cross over exactly how you want them to cross over. Make progress toward a better financial future with Chime. Open your account in 2 minutes at chime.com/smalltownmurder. That's chime.com/smalltownmurder. Feels like progress. Banking services and debit cards provided by Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A., members FDIC. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in Spot Me and are subject to monthly limits. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs.
And now back to the show.
So, and this is in addition to, he's working at the factory still, obviously, but she starts to not work at this factory after a while. She stops working at the factory. Okay. She's only ends up working there about 2 weeks after they get married. Mm-hmm. You know, she's a married woman. She's supposed to.
What am I doing with this job?
She's supposed to live a certain lifestyle that he needs to provide.
I got a job. It's called a wife.
Yeah, exactly. Wife. I'm going to be a mother to that other guy's kid.
Right.
I got shit to do. Right. You can understand that.
Stay at home. Fuck that. I'm a wife.
It's fine. He starts having some health problems that he can't quite figure out though. Mm-hmm. Within that year, he starts having some health problems while they're married. She would lie to her in-laws because her in-laws would say, well, what are you doing? Like, he's working and he's sick. He's like not feeling well and he's working his ass off. What do you do? And she said, I'm a paramedic. So she lied to the paramedic. She even said, I make $52,000 a year as a paramedic. We're talking 1995.
Okay,
so
that's a lot.
$52,000 a year in Jasper, Alabama in 1995, as we've heard what the houses cost now.
Right.
In 95, they were way less. Like, you're doing well. Right. You could buy a good size fucking house. You're doing well for yourself if you're making that money down there back then. But that's not true at all. And you can tell how untrue it is by the fact that she begins, because she has no money, because she's, there's the budget's tight in the family, so she doesn't have a lot of money to go fuck around. Mm-hmm. So what she does is she starts selling Billy Mac's CDs, compact discs, not like financial CDs, actual spinny music things, start selling them because you could do that in the mid-90s
for $5 or $3 a piece.
Yeah, well, they were like 20 new, and you could sell one for like 6 or 5. But even 5, she didn't pay for them. It's like Goodfellas; they take the booze in the front and sell it out the back door at a loss. It's all a profit. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. So she would sell CDs for money to go out drinking, to go to bars and hang out with other dudes and drink. And he's at work and he's sick, and his parents are grilling her, and she's like, no, I'm out saving people's lives. Right. So it's a weird thing here. So on August 2nd, 1996, Billy Mack goes to the hospital to figure out what the hell's wrong with him, and they finally figure out what's wrong with him.
What is
They diagnose him with AIDS. Actual, not HIV.
Full blown.
Fucking AIDS. Like, he's sick, and he's been sick, and this is why he's been sick, because he has fucking AIDS.
Oh, Jesus.
So, wow. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in.
That's heavy.
Okay. Yeah. He's got AIDS. That's not disputed.
Right.
He gets diagnosed with AIDS. Turns out she doesn't acquire the disease at all. She doesn't end up, how she didn't get, I have no idea.
Maybe they didn't consummate.
No,
maybe they were fucking.
Oh, they were fucking.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
From what they were. Yeah. That's.
Maybe she finally figured out condoms.
Maybe, but I mean, she was married to the guy. I just don't picture.
That's nuts.
Trashy
and she was pregnant.
couple.
They're probably fucking while she was pregnant.
And
how does the baby not get it too?
He's also super Christian also. So he wouldn't be like, I'm going to have protected condom sex with my wife. Like, that would be weird, especially if she's already pregnant. It's not like you're going to knock her up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. He wouldn't think
this is unbelievable.
It's super weird, but he doesn't get it. The kid ends up being fine.
Yeah.
It's very weird. But he 100% has AIDS, and the day he is diagnosed with AIDS, she leaves.
Yeah.
That's it.
Goodbye, sir.
She's fucking gone. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if that's your husband, maybe, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Maybe stick around for a little bit.
Maybe stick around a little while at least to see how it fucking shakes out. I don't know.
It's pretty fascinating.
He comes home. I have horrible news.
Right.
Because especially this is in 96.
Right.
I mean, in the 90s, people think of HIV and AIDS differently now. They shouldn't. I mean, if you have AIDS, you're in deep shit.
Right.
HIV is a lot more controllable now. In the 90s,
Oh, forget it.
If someone said they had HIV, you were like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, you'll be dead soon."
Also,
you look at your watch.
Never even talk to me. Forget being near me.
You look at your watch.
You don't know me.
I mean, Magic Johnson. That was only 5 years before that. Yeah. He announced he had HIV. We were like, "Oh fuck, Magic Johnson's going to be dead."
See you around, sir.
Nobody wanted him to play in the All-Star game because literally there were NBA players protesting Magic Johnson playing in the All-Star game because what if he sweat on them or what if he got cut and rubbed on them?
Nosebleed.
They fucking freaked.
We're all fucking dead.
They freaked out. Yeah, they acted
like anthrax.
That's what they treated. They treated it like if he cut himself, the blood would be an airborne fucking chemical weapon that would kill you dead on the court. Like, not even give you HIV. You just
You'd melt.
Why are my knees on the floor? Oh, because my shins have melted. Oh, God.
He's got acid blood.
Like the Wicked Witch of the West. You're just a pile of uniform afterwards. Just says a jersey with West on it, or East. It's fucking ridiculous. So
AIDS is just acid spelled funny.
That's all it is, man. That's all it is. Just acid spelled all fucked up. I don't know how these people spell their shit.
All their blood acid.
It's bad. So that's how they took it.
Jesus, that's depressing.
So she just left.
Yeah.
Took off on him. So he comes home. Honey, I have bad news. I have AIDS and I'm going to die. And then she's like, oh, wow, that's terrible. Yeah. Guess what? You don't have a wife anymore either. So live with that. Have a good one, asshole.
Call Frida. I'll be at the beach.
That's cold-blooded, man. She's cold-blooded. So he ends up moving back in with his parents because he needs help.
Fucking yeah.
And there's no reason to spend a bunch of money if he needs medical attention too on the next thing. And she's like, well, better find somebody else then. I mean, she like just crossed, she went AIDS and just scratched off Billy Mack Jr. and wrote next to it,
acid
AIDS,
blood.
parentheses. Yeah. Got the AIDS. Okay. So, so they she ends up going on. She meets a man named Ronnie Webb.
Yeah.
Next. Okay. Ronnie Webb, this relationship starts right when he gets diagnosed in September of 96. So, about a month into this relationship, this whole thing's going on. Ronnie Webb, within a couple of weeks, she ends up moving in with Ronnie Webb, and she's pregnant again.
Lord.
So with Ronnie Webb's kid.
Yeah.
Now.
Well,
so,
obviously not
Billy Mack's kid.
Billy Mack's got nothing.
So this is, you go, shit, whose kid is this? Oh, good. This starts here. So, by the way, this whole time, she's still married to Randy McCullough.
Still.
From before. She's still married to that fucking guy from the church ceremony and that whole thing. She's still married to number one.
Right.
And she's been married twice now, and now she's moved in with another guy.
And she's got 2 kids.
And she's got 2 other kids. Right. So when she's with Ronnie Webb for about a month, McCullough hears about this, and he's like, whoa, wait a second.
Slow down.
So she not only left me, married this other guy while she's still married to me. You're telling me now that guy has AIDS and she's left him and is now hooked up with somebody else and is knocked up again? He says, you know what? I can't fucking take it anymore. I have some, I don't know if it was a vengeful thing or what it was, but he says, you know what I'm going to do? I'll file a bigamy complaint against her.
Oh, boy.
Still illegal here. Yeah. This is fucking Alabama, not Utah, lady. Right. I know it's illegal in Utah still, but you can't help it. That's just an easy one.
That's the stereotypical
so,
one.
There you go. Yeah. So I figured that's what he would say, whatever. So,
in the heat of an argument, forget it. He said words.
Where do you think this is? Who do you think you are? Jesus Christ. Who do you think you are? John Stockton? He's not even Mormon. No.
I think he's got one great wife.
Probably. Stockton. I know he went to Gonzaga. That's a Catholic school, so I doubt he's Mormon, probably. He didn't go to BYU. Then again, Jim McMahon went to BYU, and I'm positive he's not Mormon, so who the fuck knows? So anything's possible here. So anyway, he files a bigamy complaint, and they get an arrest warrant for Johnson here. Shonda is arrested and indicted for bigamy by the Winston County grand jury. So she's now a indicted bigamist, which is amazing. McCullough is listed as a witness on the arrest warrant against Shonda, and he also testified before the grand jury during the proceedings in the indictment. There was testimony of his that was he's considered the main witness. Yeah. He's the guy going, she married me and is still married.
I'm still married to her, so I can file it.
I don't even know why you need a witness. Right. That's a paperwork thing. Right. Well, we have a marriage certificate and a marriage certificate and no divorce
in between.
So that the paperwork
done. Guilty.
Yeah, I don't need anybody to go, yes, I married her, because I have a piece of paper saying he fucking married her.
I mean, the defendant could say something like, we agreed to dissolve this. I thought he did it. So having him there saying,
I guess so.
I never agreed to shit.
I didn't agree to shit. She was at the beach, and next thing you know, she's married 2 more times, and this guy's dying of AIDS. Shit's getting weird, dude.
It's very bizarre.
Yeah, church on Sunday. Gotta go. It's just getting fucking weird. So he testifies against her. His testimony was huge in the whole bigamy case. So they're going to, move forward with this bigamy case later on. They've just indicted her. Now, at this point, she starts getting pissed off. Yeah. Now she's pissed. Yeah. Because, who the fuck does fucking Randy think he is? Right. Number one, McCullough here.
Sure.
Who does fucking Randy think he is? He's going to tell her she can't go out, get married, get divorced, get knocked up with other people's kids, move in with people she just met at the goddamn BC Lounge? No.
You don't tell me what to do.
You know who I am? I am Shonda, goddammit. You don't tell me what to do. She's coming back. I have a talk show coming out called Shonda. Shit is going to fly.
She's going to run right after Yolanda.
It's Yolanda and Shonda. That's right. And who was the one? Oh, god damn it! I'm gonna forget. There was a talk show.
Another one like this?
Yeah, that
there
was
like Yolanda.
There was Yolanda, but there was another one too. And fuck, I can see her goddamn face, and it's gonna kill me now.
Did it rhyme?
No,
like
but
Wanda?
It was a black lady with the talk
Sykes.
show. Not Wanda Sykes. In the 90s. I don't know who the hell she was, but she was good at what she was doing. Right. I don't remember. But anyway, here she says she starts getting pissed off, and she just starts saying casually, just to her friends, that she wants somebody to do away with Randy McCullough or have something done to him. Oh. But just casually. Yeah. Like she's around like, I wish something would happen to him. Yeah. I wish somebody would fucking run him over with their car. Well, he's just a pain in my ass.
I can understand.
He's got me up on bigamy charges. Yeah. You know how that goes.
How dare you?
Every time someone files a bigamy charge against me, I do the same thing, though, to be honest. I'm like, I need to get them killed. So I get it. I understand. So, now she'd say that to this web guy all the time, who she's in this relationship with. At one point, she even suggested that this web guy, she goes, tell you what, why don't you get some dynamite and just go blow up his car?
What?
Just go blow up his car, blow up his house, just wherever he is. Take a bunch of dynamite and fucking light it and he'll explode.
What do you think this is, Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Problem solved.
About?
Yosemite Sam, right. It's fine. What the fuck are you doing? Some dynamite? Right. What is that as the most inefficient murder weapon I've ever heard of. Wherever he is, just blow it up. He'll explode.
How many time to a railroad track first? What are you talking about?
I've seen it in a cartoon. He'll fly through the air and go, and then he'll land and he'll just be this black sooted up, like burnt. All his hair will be singed off.
Smoke trail and all that shit.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's
just
real
his
easy.
Eyeballs sitting on top of a pile of ash.
Super easy. You know how it goes. So, he was like, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm not really good with the dynamite. I don't know what I would do with that. So she was super pissed, though. She's looking for, obviously, a way to, because she could go to jail from this bigamy charge, and she could also lose her kids and all this type of shit. Sure. So she's not happy, and she's pissed at her boyfriend for not fucking killing this guy.
God damn it.
Quit being a pussy. Get some dynamite and blow this fucking guy up. What's wrong with you?
Pussy.
Listen, what are you, put upon Kathy? Get your shit together and go do it. What the fuck, man? Kathy would do it. She would, too. She'd be like,
fine.
Really? You can't get your own dynamite? But I'll do it this time, but I'm not doing it next time.
My schedule's clear today.
Fine.
Whatever.
I'll get my mother to pick the kids up, and I'll just do it. It's fine.
You owe me.
You owe me, though. It's okay. She just walks away. Fine. I'll feed. Yeah, it's fine. Yes, and I'll walk your dog tomorrow also. So she's pissed off. It's the spring of 1997. She's pissed off. She's got a bigamy charge over her, very common. Everyone's got that. She's got bigamy charge. She's got this douchebag who won't even blow up her fucking ex-husband like a pussy. You got another guy with AIDS who's all pissed at her. She's still not divorced from him. You know how it goes. It's tough to be married to one person.
Yeah.
Imagine being married to many people. That sounds terrible. Yeah. Imagine that shit.
No.
Because you have to deal with your ex-wife, which is rough anyway. Imagine if she actually had some legal claim to you still, and you had to listen to her. Be like, I can't listen to more than one person. I can't. I fucking can't physically do it. I just don't have the energy.
My texts are enough already. I've had enough of this shit. There's zero claims.
About enough of that shit. Your legal claims are minimal.
No.
So she goes to the BC lounge to, drink it off and blow off some steam and and seethe a little bit. And hey, she meets a guy. What the fuck, right? She's always looking for somebody new to hang out with. So she does. She meets a man.
Yeah.
She meets Tim Richards. This guy has an amazingly round head. Is the best way I can. It's really remarkable when you look at it. It's you don't see heads this shape. It's round. His head itself is round, and then it doesn't just round out and then come down normal in the face like most people. The circle continues. His head from jaw to the top of his head is one like a marble.
Yeah.
It's so strange. His cheeks and his fat face, it's just this round thing. I've never seen a more marble head on a person.
More round than Costanza.
Yeah. It's that type of head, but Costanza's around the temples, still comes down and his cheeks don't.
Okay,
this guy at the cheeks, it's just this round head. It's so fucking weird.
This is the BC Lounge. Does that stand for bigamy charges?
I think it's the bigamy charge lounge. I think it is right here.
This is incredible. So she gets all of them.
This is the bar. She just go. You would think they would be like, this is the bar she hangs out at. If a guy was talking to her when she went to the bathrooms, the bartender would come over while he was wiping a glass and go, she's married to 3 guys right now, and then just walk away. And one of them had AIDS,
right?
And he
you know what I mean?
Raises an eyebrow and he fucking turns the other direction and walks off. Leaves this guy standing there going, should I wait for her to come back, or should I just leave now?
He doesn't even wait for her to reply.
No,
just turns as he wipes the rim of that glass.
Throws a 5 down on the fucking bar and takes off. Thanks, man.
AIDS is just acid spelled funny.
You know how that works, man. Ain't no thing. He just does the old, he's like, well, you can't get AIDS twice. Know what I mean, buddy? Elbows his ribs, and the bartender's like, Jesus,
will it make
really?
them more potent?
That's a joke that people, this is actual, okay.
All right.
It's just like, whatever, dude. This guy's an idiot.
Get it twice.
It's like some old stupid joke that people say.
That's disgusting.
That's what, I figure that's like some dude in a bar, in that situation would say, as a, joke, all drunk, can't get AIDS twice, buddy. In the old elbow.
That's gross.
It's gross. It's so anyway, this guy, this is Tim Richards she meets with. He's a delivery truck driver.
Yeah.
He's an adopted guy.
Okay.
He's very simple. Mm-hmm. Everyone describes him. The first word they use is simple.
Alabama simple?
He's I was just going to say,
for Alabama.
He's simple for rural Alabama. So take that for what it's worth. In context, he is subjectively simple.
He's not creating
relatively
the cure
simple.
for AIDS.
No, not at all. He's just going, what's that again? How you spell that?
You mean blood acid?
It's a fucking acronym, Tim. Huh? What now?
It's an acrobat.
What's that?
I love the circus.
I get them sometimes in my basement, them acronyms, though. You got to put traps down and have them spray. Sometimes they got to put a tent over the whole damn house. You got to take the dogs out or they'll kill them. I swear. Gas will kill them damn dogs, but them acronyms die.
Good Lord.
A lot of legs on them acronyms are real gross.
Poor guy.
So poor Tim here. He's a truck driver. He's divorced. His first marriage failed. He's very lonely. His adoptive parents describe him as, quote, simple and trusting. Mm-hmm. So perfect guy for Shonda, obviously, because she is, that's how you describe her too.
Yeah, better
simple,
known as
trusting, innocent.
Right.
You know how it goes.
Better known as a statistic and prey. way.
Shonda, I assume when she looked at him, she looked at him like the fucking Predator looked at things, and like it was computer graphs and assessments going on of this percentage of fucking brain damage he might have. It'll take me this long to get him to marry him. I can, he'd take this long to die from AIDS. There's all these different charts going on. So he says, quote, he says, quote, when I found out she was pregnant, because she's pregnant at this point, hanging out in the bar. When I found out she was pregnant, I went over and patted her on the stomach and said, we're all going to have to take care of this. Which sounds like we should get you an abortion, honestly, when you say take care of it.
We're all going to pool our money.
What do you mean take care of this? We're going to put a collection right in the... Hey, everybody! I'm putting an ashtray on the bar. She needs an abortion. Just if you could put a couple bucks in, please.
Also, Tim, you never mention that she's pregnant unless she looks you in the eye and goes, I'm pregnant.
I think she did.
Okay.
And then he was like,
I hope he didn't just
because he said,
up.
I found out she was pregnant.
Okay.
And he was like, I scoped out a lady with a chubby belly.
Right.
And assumed
walked up and
there was a
rubbed
baby
on
in it. And assumed she had a baby inside of her. No, he says that she, he said he saw a single mom who needed help, and she already had 2 kids, and she's got this other one on the way, and she was in a rough spot, and he said, he fell in love that night.
Okay.
He just fell right in love with her, told everybody he was in love with her, told his parents that, quote, she laughed a lot, she's very pretty to me, which means I know, but
not
she's
to
still,
everybody else.
He said he believed all the stories about her being a beauty queen and being all that sort of thing, and being a homecoming queen, and he just fell for her whole act. He was right on it. So he said that, that told everyone they dated for about 4 weeks, and then she asked him to move in with her. So they date for 4 weeks. That's about her deal. She tries you out for 3-4 weeks, and then she's like, fuck it, this is a live-in relationship. Meet my kids. There you go. So on May 10th, 1997, Shonda insists that she and Tim go to Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Home of Dolly Parton.
She's going all the way there. Well, they're not going to see Dolly Parton, though.
No?
They're going to get married.
Oh, no.
Because she insists she's got to go get married. He has no idea she's already married to 2 other people.
Oh, Jesus.
Has no clue about this.
No idea.
Well, no, he doesn't know these people exist. He just knows that, her ex-husband left her and she's pregnant, and what a sad situation, and this poor woman. And so he says, I'll absolutely marry you. You bet you, oh man, I'm going to do the honorable thing here. So they get married on the bank of a brook, like out in the wilderness there in the mountains in Tennessee.
Country.
Out in the country, they have
beautiful.
This nice little ceremony. She's stacking up wedding photos.
Yes, she is.
She's got a whole closet. That's just wedding albums in there. That's all. Just lots of them. Fuck, man.
Box is real heavy. Is this your knickknacks? No.
She's going to start selling DVD box sets of the fucking videos of the weddings. Shonda's 12 weddings, everybody. See her marry this guy, that guy, the guy with AIDS. See her waddle down the aisle pregnant. Oh, the wackiness that goes on at a Shonda wedding. The fucking $24.95. Oh, Christ.
Bonus deleted seasons of Put Upon Karen. Kathy, God damn it.
Bonus scenes, Put Upon Karen. Or Kathy. Put Upon Kathy. You got me doing it. Put Upon Kathy as she organizes the wedding. I'm putting them on as fast as I can. Jesus. I don't have the guest list. I wasn't supposed to have it even. I'll find it. Okay, fine.
Order fast while supplies last.
While supplies last. And the stinger is Kathy just going, God damn it, I did the centerpieces. It cuts away.
I'm buying.
I would totally buy that. I'm in on that shit. So they get married, which is fucking crazy. Let's just say. So at this point, her first husband has filed to get custody of her son.
Good.
Claiming she's an unfit mother. She leaves her children with neighbors for extended periods of time. Because all this going out every night, she's got two and 3 kids during all this. So she's like, she's not paying attention. I'll take care of the kids. My parents are here. We can all take care of the kids, whatever. And she doesn't even fight it.
Really?
She just says, you want him, take him.
Fine.
There you go. It's their son. Right. There you go. Knock yourself out. So gives the kid away to the ex-husband, not just to like people in the street. She's not that kind of crazy. Meanwhile here, the bigamy charge is still going through, and she still has to stand trial for bigamy. She's got her kid taken away. She's on her third fucking illegal marriage, and her second husband has AIDS. Shit's getting weird in Alabama. It's getting strange down here. So, south of the Mason-Dixon line here. All this is going on. And, it's at this point they get married. And then pretty much in the first couple weeks of their marriage, Shonda starts, really asking Richards here, her new husband, if she would kill McCullough.
Oh my God.
Her other husband that's filed the bigamy charge.
We're going to get Simple Tim involved?
Let's get Simple Tim involved in this, and maybe he'll do it. He's simple.
Yeah.
I can talk him into it. Now, finally, on November 6th, 1997, McCullough files for divorce against her. Okay. And as part of the divorce complaint, he also seeks custody of their child, Chad McIntyre. Yeah, and requested also a DNA test to make sure it's fucking his, too. Okay. He's like, let's make sure, as a matter of fact. Let's put that in the paperwork, too. Okay. After he had filed these bigamy charges, he also received a large legal settlement from he had a car accident where a logging truck hit him.
Oh, God damn it.
Which sounds terrible.
Yeah.
And he had suffered serious injuries and couldn't work. And so he got a very large sum of money from this logging company. Yeah. Apparently it was like all their fault.
Lucky to be alive.
Exactly. It's one of those where they're like, just give him fucking money. Right. Shut him up.
Take care of that guy.
How many logs does he want? We could pay you in logs or money. Which would you rather have?
Give you $100,000 for each log you took. How many logs did he take?
How many logs did he take? So she hears about this, and she says, okay, technically I'm still married to this guy with all this money.
Oh, no.
So he's going to divorce me now, then I won't be anywhere legally connected to that money. Right. If I'm going to do anything, I better do this shit quick before this divorce goes through, because, but I also, then there's the bigamy charge, which if I don't do it, there's still that going through. But if somehow something happens to McCullers, I get the money, possibly, and I don't get bigamy charge. This is fucking great. This sounds beautiful.
Silence a witness and get paid.
I get my kid too. Everything.
Yahtzee.
Boom. Done. She tells Simple Tim here, this guy got this settlement. If he dies, the money's either going to go to me or the kid. Either way, it's fucking me, because I'm going to get the kid because he's fucking dead. Right. So, we got to do this shit. So he was kind of blowing her off the whole time about it. He's like, I don't think so. This, let's not do that. Like,
when am I going to get dynamite?
He doesn't, I don't have any dynamite. The Acme company's all sold out. The Coyote bought it all. I don't know what to tell you. So November 28th, 1997, Thanksgiving. They're having Thanksgiving dinner. It's Tim Richards, and Shonda. They're having dinner at the home of Audrey Gray, who's Tim Richards' sister. Yeah. Okay. So they're having family Thanksgiving. At the end of the meal, they're about to leave, and Shonda Johnson, she says that her and Simple Tim were going to go, quote, headhunting. She said that they had a gun in the back of the car, which that's an odd thing to announce at the end of Thanksgiving. Delicious stuffing. Fantastic. The homemade cranberries. See, that makes it. It's so much better than out of the can. We're going to go kill a guy. Have a good one.
On headhunting.
We're going to go shoot people in the head. There's guns involved. Have a good one. Yeah.
Glad you put that sausage in that stuffing. Really kicked it up.
That's the key right there. Yeah. And kept all that. No fruit either. Nobody needs raisins in that shit. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. See, you know what you're doing. So she said that they had also discussed on an earlier visit, Tim and Shonda had discussed that they were going to try to get custody of her son Chad, and they were going to take McCullers to court. Okay. They had discussed that on earlier occasions, and now they're just saying they're going to go headhunting. Okay. At one point in the custody conversation, in the presence of Tim Richards' sister, there was a mention of Shonda saying that she was raped by McCullough at one point. And at that point, the sister realized that this woman was trying to get Tim to actually do this.
Yeah.
She's like, she wasn't just like, you should kill him. It was like, he fucking raped me and you should kill him.
Right.
Like, then it was like getting serious. So she took her brother aside and told him not to be stupid. Think about what you're doing here.
Right.
That's done between them or whatever. That's the law can take care of that, but you don't be killing people. That's crazy, which, makes sense, obviously.
Speaking logic to the guy.
You know how it is. Yeah. So November 30th, 1997, a couple days later, early morning hours of November 30th, a guy named David O'Malley, who is a vice president of the First National Bank of Jasper.
Oh, he's crushing.
He's one of the above 200K people in that town. He is driving down Alabama Highway 195. He drives past the Harmony Missionary Baptist Church, and he notices in the parking lot there's a car parked there, and he notices what looks like a man lying next to the car. Mm-hmm. So he goes in, he turns in. Now, would you stop?
I wouldn't even look at the church.
I wouldn't even notice it. That's the thing. I was going to say. I don't know.
Another.
I can't even say I would stop because I wouldn't even notice. And if I did notice, I go, he must be laying down. I don't know what the fuck people
taking
are
a
doing.
nap at the church.
I don't know what people do at church. Maybe he's connecting with the Lord through. I don't fucking know how people pray. I don't know. That's the thing. I wouldn't know. It's a Baptist church. I've never been there before. Maybe he's fucking praying through the. I don't know what you have to do. Maybe you have to make gravel angels while you pray. I have no clue. So, it's not though. He pulls into the parking lot, this, vice president of the bank. He pulls into the parking lot and approaches this person and notices that the man, had a gray complexion. Yeah. And he looks a little closer and notices that he's also got a bullet hole in him and that he's dead as well. Okay. So there's a dead man in a church parking lot. So he's like, oh shit. He calls the cops there, and they come, and it's McCullers. Yeah. They find, obviously, it's going to be him. So what the fuck happened here between Thanksgiving and here that caused this guy to be dead? Very simply, this was right after Thanksgiving, the Saturday, the 30th. They got a babysitter. Tim and Shonda got a babysitter and went out that night. Yeah. They went to the Cooler, which was a restaurant in Jasper, Alabama. Yeah. Isn't Jasper's the fucking town and roadhouse? Is it? Jasper's the town and road. It's not Alabama though. Okay. It's like Missouri, I think. But Jasper is the fucking town. That's why it sounds like a small town. There's going to be a rumble. Yeah. Patrick Swayze is kicking the shit out of all these people through here with his fucked up pancreas. He's still flying through the air, kicking people in the face,
scissor kicks,
hitting people with pool cues and shit. Jasper. Okay. That's what it is. Thank Jesus. That would have bothered me all night. So I'm happy that happened.
I always see that dog that could smile next door. That's what the guy taught him to do, and the smile would snarl. The guy, it would snarl, and it was the scariest thing. And you couldn't tell if he was smiling or if he was fucking furious. And that's why I always was terrified of that dog.
That's hilarious.
And that's why I'll never forget the word Jasper, because that thing I was always afraid it was going to eat me.
Jesus Christ! So it's Jasper's got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. So they go to the Cooler with a K, which is a restaurant there. They sit down and ask for a menu, but they're told the kitchen's closed. Yeah. So they go back to their apartment in Jasper. They sit around and they're like, well, fuck, man. The kids are gone. What are we going to do here? So after a while, they both decide to go to the BC Lounge. Where else do you go but the BC Lounge, which is there? At that point, they say that Shonda had told Simple Tim here, Richards, that Randy McCullough was also at the BC Lounge and that he usually left the lounge between 12 and 12:30 a.m. So that was his time to go, and she said that'd be a good time to get rid of him at that point. So they get to the BC Lounge. They spot McCullers' car. I feel like Tim Richards the whole time is thinking, at some point during this, I'll be able to talk her out of this. Right. Like, I'll just go along with it, because otherwise it's going to be a crazy night. Right. I'll just say this, and then, well, maybe, there's a guy there. He saw us. We can't do it. Right. And, I'll get out of this somehow. Yeah. So they go there. They go to the BC Lounge. They spot his car. Tim Richards gets out of the car and slashes McCullers' tire. Okay. That's what he does here. So McCullough comes out of the lounge drunk, drives home still, obviously, because he's a good Christian. Yeah. That's what you do. It's a rural Alabama. I feel like this might be commonplace.
With a flat tire.
Didn't notice. Yeah. Well, he noticed after a while. He gets in his car and drives out of the parking lot. And at this point, they lost him. It's a rural area.
They lost a guy with a flat tire.
He's got a flat tire because they didn't want to pull out right behind him and look like they were following him, so they had to wait a while. And once they pulled out, I guess he had already gotten to a turn point, and they were like,
is this guy?
Fuck, gone. Aliens took him. I'm not sure. So they lose him. So they drive all around Jasper looking for him. Like, he's got to fucking be around here somewhere. So they drive all around Jasper till they finally find him at an omelet shop in Jasper. It's called the Omelet Shop. They find him there. They watch him leave the omelet shop, and they follow him traveling north on Highway 195.
This guy is driving a lot with a flat tire.
And drunk. Okay. At one point, as they're following him, they finally see that he's pulled over. He's pulled over into the church parking lot. Probably finally realized he had a flat fucking tire. He ate some food and was sober enough. Like, why? My car usually isn't this shitty. Why is this running like this? Oh, wow. I'm riding on my rim.
God, that's a lot of sparks back there.
Yeah, wow. It's lighting up the night. It's bright out here at night. Oh, those are sparks.
That is my wheel on pavement.
It is not that bright at night. So all this is going on. They see him in there. They turn around and turn into the parking lot of the church at that point. So they pull up to McCullough, and Shonda starts arguing with him. Apparently, she had already put shells in a rifle when they were following him around. She had loaded a rifle already. So she starts arguing with him. As they pulled up, apparently, before she started arguing with him, she put the shells in the chamber, and she said, and Simple Tim said she shoved the weapon into his hands, and she said, quote, do it, get it over with. So she's like, it's fucking go time. Here he is, middle of nowhere. Let's fucking shoot him. So apparently when she got out, when she was arguing with him, Richards pointed the gun out the window at him, at his head, and fired and shot him in the head. And while backing out of the parking lot, they shot him. And so Richards was like, oh shit, we got to get out of here. Yeah. As they're pulling off, he said that Shonda was laughing and clapping and smiling.
Oh my
God.
God.
Fucking finally did it. Woo. Like, if you like, I don't know.
Do you take the other one to like your own head? Like, at that point, I would be terrified of that woman.
Fucking did it.
Fuck.
Like when they got married, she threw a bouquet out into the church parking lot. This is the most fucked up wedding ceremony ever.
Unbelievable.
So they leave him dead in the parking lot. She's laughing and all that sort of shit. So they pulled away. They're leaving. She's laughing. They threw the gun and its case off of two different river bridges that were around. Okay, gun over here, case over there. And then they went back home. They go back to their apartment. They actually went home first, sat there and went, well, we should get rid of that gun in case.
We really shouldn't keep that.
We shouldn't keep that, right? No, that's bad.
That seems terrible.
Then they left and went out and threw the shit away and came back.
Closets are full of wedding pictures.
I can't fit anything in there. And I'm selling these box sets like mail order. So I need to have them in stock. It takes a lot of room. So, they do that. They throw it off. It's near Good Springs, Alabama, the bridges where they throw the shit off. They threw the rifle into the river. They do all of that. They throw the gun case into Baker's Creek, which is the same area, I guess. Then they go back to the apartment where Shonda is jacked up and wants to fuck.
Yes.
She is like, let's get it the fuck on.
Throw biscuits.
Man, we fucking did this shit. We finally killed it. We overcame everything. This is fantastic. And he went, I'm not really feeling it right now. He said, I don't think so. And she was apparently not happy about that at all.
I'm sure.
She was super fucking pissed. But he said he just wasn't into it because he didn't expect that they were actually going to do it. And it was kind of...
Also, Shonda, murder doesn't make me horny.
He said he felt kind of bad.
Yeah.
Like, anybody with a conscience does. Right. They feel... Normal people would not feel good about that.
No.
So, but she felt fine about it.
He's less simple than we thought.
Yeah, he's... Or more. Either one. Yeah. I'm not sure. Less simple. I think less simple people would still fuck, I feel like. A simple person can't compartmentalize those two very different emotions. So he stayed up all night. He said he didn't sleep that night. He was kind of damaged by the whole thing. She just was like, want to fuck? Fine. She went to sleep. So she was fine, which it's so funny. In the homicide book, they always say, the David Simon homicide book, it's not a steadfast rule, but it's one of those pretty good indicator. Sure. If you get two different suspects for the same thing, and you put them in two separate rooms, and they always let them sit for a while.
Yeah.
The guy who goes to sleep is the one who did it. Period.
Makes sense.
Because if you're innocent, you're not comfortable with this situation. Right. You're not sleeping. You're pacing. You're picking your ass. You're looking out the door. You're like, where the fuck? When are you going to get to me? I want to get out of here now. Yeah. Let's go. I want to
talk.
Whereas the fucking guilty guy's like, well, I knew this was going to happen. I guess I'll take a nap and wait.
I don't think I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I should learn to sleep here.
I mean, obviously there's some people who know that and they act the opposite intentionally, but most people, that's their reaction if they're guilty. They just go to sleep. They're caught. It's over with. Time to rest.
Finally.
Yeah, some human shit here. So the next day, after this man finds the vice president of the bank finds him dead there in the church parking lot, they immediately question Shonda Johnson.
Yeah,
because they look into the affairs. Well, he's married to a woman that he has a bigamy charge against.
Right.
So let's talk to her. This is pretty obvious here.
Number one.
Yeah, she denies any involvement whatsoever. Don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. I have no idea what you mean.
Makes sense.
I have no problem. Yeah, I'd love him to be dead, but I didn't kill him. Right. 3 months go by. Nothing. No arrests.
What?
Cops are just stymied
Yeah.
by the whole thing. They think it's her, but they have no proof, and they have no way. They have no weapon. They have no proof, and if she's not going to say it, and if he's not going to, if Simple Tim or Shonda's not giving it up, who's going to fucking give it up?
Nobody.
No one else knows about it. So that's that. Oh, by the way, she's pregnant again.
Oh, Jesus.
In the interim between the murder and the time, this next 3 months that go by, there's no arrest. She gets pregnant.
Simple Timmy
from
finally
Simple Tim.
figured it out.
Simple Tim slipped one past the goalie, and there he is.
Okay.
But the problem is, over these months, the police keep talking to her. They keep chipping away at her. This is what they'll do. They keep wanting you to repeat that story. Because you haven't said it in a month. Maybe you'll fuck it up now. And then they'll go, well, you said this last time. What happened? And you catch them in a lie. If you lie, it's hard to keep that same lie going every month.
Sure.
You have to remember it.
Right.
It's nice. That's what's nice about the truth, is you don't really have to remember. It's in your head.
It comes to you pretty quick.
Because you have like a vision of what happened, because it actually happened.
Right.
So it's much easier. So yeah. Finally, over the course of months, she changes it differently. I don't know anything about it. I wasn't there at all. I heard, I don't know, but people have told me that Tim did it, my husband, but I don't know anything about it. I didn't do anything. Finally, in the last version of all this, after 3 months, she says, okay, fine. Tim did it. Tim did everything. It was all his idea, but I was in the car.
Oh, don't do that.
There. She said, I was there. This is the other thing. That's the window they give you. They said to her probably, look, he did it. Maybe you didn't even want him to do it.
Right.
Maybe you were in the car and all that.
Scared.
But we can't know that he did it unless you were there.
Right.
And she goes, all right, I was there, but I didn't fucking do anything, and I saw him and I didn't want him to do it. They go, oh, we understand.
Yeah.
Well, you just said you were there.
Right.
Now you're just as much in it as he is.
In trouble.
So yeah, and they also think probably it was her idea.
Sure.
That's the other thing. They look at Simple Tim and they're like,
probably not.
I'm going to go with bigamy over here.
Not many benefits for old Simple Tim.
Yeah. I'm going to go with bigamist Shonda.
Sure.
Instead. Simple Tim, bigamist Shonda.
Right.
I don't know about this. Old lion, bigamist fucking... You could slap a lot of different adjectives on the front of her name and it would all fit. So finally, it's all Tim's idea, but she was there. Now, a friend of hers, a woman named Bobby Feltman, she talked to the police, and they were, asking, like, do you think... They were asking her friends if she telling you anything, and blah, blah, blah. Now, her friend said, Bobby here said, you know what? This makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah.
This makes perfect sense, because this is exactly what a guy would do with her, because she's been a victim of all of these men. She says that...
Bobby, don't.
She says that every one of Shonda's husbands, except for McIntyre, beat her.
Oh, no.
Which that was never accused even by any. The only police report that's ever been filed was her first husband saying that she was going to kill him twice.
Right.
There was never anything filed the other way. Right. So, I mean, it might be true. We don't know, but she never mentioned it to anybody except for this person, and never filed a report, which people do hide that shit too. Yeah. You never know.
And she may have told Bobby, and Bobby just wholeheartedly believed it. So she's just relaying to the cops what she heard.
You don't know. It could be true, and she could have hidden it out of embarrassment. It could be complete bullshit, and she could be saying it to Bobby to get sympathy because she's a liar too. Right. We'd have no fucking idea about that. But either way, she says that, there's no way that Shonda was involved. She says about Shonda, this woman, quote, she tries to treat her husbands like the Bible says, but then they run her over.
Oh, no.
Okay. You can say she's a nice person who wouldn't kill her husband, but don't bring the Bible into this. She's married to 3 different people at the same fucking time,
also,
and left one as soon. What does the Bible say about leaving people as soon as they get AIDS?
Right.
I think in sickness and in health is right there in the fucking. I know it's not in the Bible, but it's right there in the vows.
Right.
It's pretty close.
Also, the Bible says you can hit a woman, so
you can,
take it easy, Bobby.
You can stone your children to death for working on Sunday. Do you know that? That's in there. So
throw that shit out, Bobby.
Fucking yeah, let's not do that shit. So they didn't quite buy the whole story of that she had. So they turned to Richards, to Simple Tim here, and they said, "Look, Simple Tim,
we need you to simplify it.
Look, man." Break it down as only you can. Only you can really just break it from an A to B.
Right.
So we need you to do that. He first just denied everything, but then finally broke down after they played him audio tapes of her blaming it on him.
Oh, shit.
So that's the other thing, too, is they're going to do that. And they said, well, she says that you were, he was like, she didn't say that about me. And they were like, play. And they're like, she was all innocent. I don't know. I tried to stop him, but he was an animal and he just wanted him dead. And so Simple Tim said, quote, I just started crying when I heard the tapes because he feels very played at this point.
Did he open up his heart to her?
Oh, he did. He was willing to take care of her kids, shoot her fucking husband.
He's all in.
Lie to the cops. Yeah. He's willing to fucking do a lot for her.
You know what though, James? You can't get your heart broken unless you give it to somebody. Listen. He took a chance.
That's true.
He took a real chance.
If there's 2 things that come out of this episode, it's you can't get your heart broken unless you give it to somebody, and that AIDS is just acid spelled funny. Those 2 things, really what I want everyone to take to heart. Maybe put it on a magnet on your fridge.
I'm a goddamn podcast Yoda tonight.
Throw that live, laugh, love right in the garbage and replace it with AIDS is just acid spelled funny. It makes you much better.
Oh my God.
I think it's beautiful.
Live, laugh,
Jimmy's going to die.
Love.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they'll throw that sign right in the garbage there and put this one up instead. So, get it for you, everybody. Get it for your mom. It's perfect.
Holy Christ.
So, the police obviously believed that it was Shonda behind the murders in reality here. So they offer Simple Tim a deal. Yeah. They say, look, in exchange for your testimony, you can plead guilty to murder and not get life without parole and not get the death penalty. You can get a chance of parole. He does. He agrees. He agrees to testify. He pleads guilty here. At this point, by the way, Shonda, since she's in jail anyway, she pleads guilty to bigamy because she's like, fuck it, sentence me. I'm already in here. Right. Well, it's time served. I don't give a shit. Might as well get it over with while I'm awaiting trial. Because the sentence for bigamy isn't like 20 years. So
12 days.
Yeah, I think it's 6 months, a year, some shit. So she does that. The problem is, though, they don't... The defense claims that it's all Tim. They say no. They're saying it's all Simple Tim. Simple Tim has done this before. Simple Tim wrote a note threatening one of her ex-boyfriends one time. It's all Simple Tim. This ex-boyfriend, his name is David Prescott. They were saying that David Prescott, by the way, she also tried to recruit him to kill McCullers, and he said no. As soon as they talked to him, the cops talked to him. He went, "Oh, he's the guy she was asking me to kill all the time. Yeah, she's been wanting that guy dead forever. Wow. She finally got somebody to do it. Good for her. Way to go. She accomplished something. I'm proud of her." She's usually a slacker. She kind of doesn't really accomplish her goals.
At the beach.
But no, not bad. This is not good. And also Ronnie Webb, her other boyfriend that she was living with before, also was there to testify that, she begged me every goddamn day, wanted nothing more than for me to kill McCullers, gun, dynamite, whatever I could do. So there's several people going, because it's all a chronology too. Like, she went to this guy, he said no. She went to that guy, he said no. She went to that guy, he finally said yes. Like, it's pretty simple. The state decides they will, in fact, seek the death penalty against Shonda.
Oh, Shonda.
They want Shonda. By the way, the death penalty at this point for Alabama, if you're sentenced here, puts you in the electric chair.
No kidding.
Not in the lethal injection range. Nowadays, though, I think it was 2013, they added in the choice of one. I was reading this one case where this woman got executed like a month before you had the choice.
Oh, Jesus.
So she had to go, and she was trying to get it stayed so she could choose lethal injection, and they said nope, her. And they put her in the fucking electric chair. So this is for the electric chair. Okay. This is a big game, we'll say. This is for the title right here. This is to not have your eyeballs melt and explode in your fucking sockets. This is a pretty good one.
A wet Super Bowl put on your head.
Yeah, this is not great at all. So he agrees, like we said, agrees to plead guilty in exchange for life with the possibility of parole. Mm-hmm. Simple Tim, he must testify against her. At the trial, they admitted evidence of her bigamy conviction, her prior bad acts, which included adulterous relationships, which she had an attempt to get her romantic partners to murder her current still bigamist husband or bigamy victim husband.
Right.
I don't know what to call it. Bigam E. I don't know. All of this shit. Evidence that she attempted to enlist her every partner she had in hurting McCullough, trying to get sympathy by claiming he had raped and beaten her. There was evidence indicating that she had taken different partners that she had to McCullough's home and drove by in like an attempt to kind of prod them along. Like, the house is right there. You can just run in and kill him. Like, shit like that. They were like, no, I'm good. We'll stop. We'll just keep going to Jack in the Box. Yeah. We're fine. Like,
the cooler's still open.
It's still open. They're still serving. So if I killed him, then the kitchen's going to be closed.
Right.
And then she found out that's true later on.
Yeah. Cooler with a K.
Cooler with a K.
In Alabama.
So, so plenty of evidence of that. People testifying to that. Evidence that she manipulated Tim in the hope of, she tried to get Tim to have an altercation with David Prescott, who she also had an affair with before. So she was trying, apparently that note was sent at the behest of her, where she told him everything to say, even like, you say this and say that.
Right.
It was like shit he didn't even know.
Of course.
Like, and he was like, you did this and this and this, and I'll kick your ass. And he was like, I don't know what she's talking about. He's just telling me what she did. They introduce exhibits of the first marriage to Jeff Nelson here. They talk about that, 87 to 93. They talk about Jimmy Tidwell, who lasted in 1994 as I knock things all around the studio. They say both of these marriages were before she met McCullough, but the evidence of these marriages kind of emphasize the rapidity of her relationships, of her like settling down long-term relationship. She goes through them quick. They also introduced the wedding book and videotape they got in that closet. Boy, I'll tell you, of Johnson's marriage to McCullough, which is admissible because they're trying to go see she was marrying him, and look how happy she looks. Right. See what a liar she is. She was actually married to somebody else, and
bullshit artist.
Look, that's what they're trying to do.
And look what she did to put upon Kathy.
Oh, poor Kathy. Jesus, she had to do everything. Fuck, didn't even get a piece of cake. Got shit, didn't get the little gift that all the other bridesmaids got because she had to put the fucking gift bags together and there was nothing left. Wasn't one left for her. It's all right. It's fine.
God damn it. Okay. She's great.
She goes home and she makes a lean cuisine and she sits and she eats it and she goes, okay.
Next time.
I'm going to do this.
Next time it'll be better.
Yeah, it's going to be better next time. I can't take it anymore.
Karen opens the door. No, it won't.
Just a thing of hummus and some chips. Nothing else. It's a full tub of hummus night. I'm just going to relax.
It'll be fine tomorrow.
I can't take it anymore. Light a candle. So, they introduce all of this shit. They also introduce, I don't know what relevance this has, but this is Alabama, so they try to bring up inflammatory shit. They had testimony of one of the investing officers on some other thing that was weird, and then they also had Johnson's description of certain sexual practices between her and McCullough, which they just wanted to be like, see, she's not a Christian. A Christian woman wouldn't do that. She wouldn't reverse cowgirl. Right. No, this girl, like shit like that. Like they're trying to. If you watch like any of these court situations in the South, if it's a conservative area, they will 100% try to paint a defendant as like a sexual deviant.
Your sex life is coming out.
If you watch the staircase thing, half of that is about he was having sex with men on the side. He was having gay with the like heavy accent, gay sex, where she would draw it out to like 4 syllables. You're like, wow,
it is 3 letters, lady. Calm
down. She made it sound like
like
just Satan. Like people were like, oh, gay, so Jesus, it's coming for me in my own home. Gay sex. Oh, I'll be sleeping. My kids will be sleeping. Someone's going to put a penis in their mouth. They won't even know it's coming. It's evil.
God, Jesus.
So, the state introduces evidence that, she had a child and all that type of shit here. They brought up her questionable abilities as a mother, were raised by the state in an effort to prove that she also was manipulating her son into certain behaviors and beliefs and shit like that. They also said they introduced evidence of her saying that she believed if McCullough died, either her or her son would get his money, all of that sort of shit. They introduced the evidence of the marriage and the bigamy evidence and all this type of shit. The evidence of her physical relationship with Ronnie Webb. A lot of fucking evidence against her that it's pretty circumstantial and would be a decent circumstantial case, except for when the guy who pulled the trigger comes and goes, she fucking shoved it in my hands and said, do it, and talked about nothing but killing her.
Right.
So killing this guy, that was a big deal. Also, the fact that Webb's friend David Prescott, she told, when she was pregnant with Webb's kid, she was having an affair with David Prescott and told David Prescott that it was his baby, even though she knew it was Webb's, to try to jack Prescott up into killing McCullers.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I got your baby now, so you got to help me. And it turns out it wasn't even his baby, it was Webb's, but she was telling both of them it was their babies to try to get both of them to do that. Meanwhile, she was already married to two people. Jesus. So this is
That's
a lot.
when Nancy Grace goes, bombshell!
Bombshell, yeah. Gay! I feel like she'd lead that charge. So, this is a fucking mess here. All of this shit that they're doing, they say that, she was approaching that David Prescott, trying to rekindle their affair while she was going out with this one and married to these two and pregnant with that one. The whole thing was crazy, and it resulted in threats being made by Richards toward Prescott, telling him to stay away from Shonda and not see her anymore. Okay. So finally, they to try to prove motive, they introduced, like I said, the bigamy conviction and the whole deception and the whole deal. It's a pretty good case, I would say. Pretty strong. And she is found guilty.
All right.
In late 1998, found guilty of this charge of murder. There, she awaits sentencing.
Yeah.
Remember, death penalty on the table here. While she was awaiting sentencing in early January of 1999, old McIntyre there, he dies of AIDS.
Oh, poor fuck.
So 1999, he died of AIDS. Yeah, he ended up dying, 3 years after he's diagnosed. So it's rough.
Yeah.
That's a rough way to go down for him. So, at least he's away from her. I don't know. It's the best spin I can put on it. Otherwise, Jesus, that's not great. So January 18th, 1999, January 19th, 1999 is her sentencing, at least the jury part of it, where they recommend the sentence. And the prosecutor to the jury says, quote, "What we have is somebody who wanted Randy McCullough dead, and she finally found somebody weak-minded enough to do it."
Yeah.
Which Richards is there. Hey,
take it easy.
Thanks, man. I'm right here.
Calm down.
I'm right here, man. Fuck, dude, this is messed up. So finally here, the jury recommends the death penalty for her.
Oh, shit.
They recommend the death penalty. They recommend the electric chair. Obviously, the judge doesn't have to follow that. But when they go to the judge to do the sentencing, there's a lot of aggravators in terms of lying, and there's a bunch of stuff that's not great in terms of aggravating. Not a whole lot of mitigating circumstances here. This is all shit done by perpetuated and forced by her own hand. So not a lot of sympathy for her, and the judge tells her, "You, ma'am, may fuck off." Gets death in the electric chair.
Oh, shit.
For Shonda Johnson here.
Oh, my God.
Take a fucking hike, lady. Yeah. So that's oof, boy.
That is super real.
That shit just hit. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, this turned from like this is fun and we're going to shoot people in a parking lot to the electric chair.
Oh, boy.
No fucking around. So about Richards here, Simple Tim, like we said, avoids the death penalty, provides them with everything they need. They ask him to do. One of the sheriff's detectives here said, quote, "I don't think Tim would have ever spent a day in jail if he hadn't met Shonda." He's not a guy who does shit wrong.
No.
Like, he had to be really talked into this over a long period of time by a woman that he was manipulated by, or by somebody that he's manipulated by. Easiest for a woman to do it. That's why back in the day with spies, they would send women to infiltrate shit because they could get close to a guy. Yeah. It's the way it works. So, now her 4 children, all by different people here, are living with all the father's different families. Oh, no. So all 4 kids are with a different family somewhere so they don't even know each other. But Tim Richards' son, who was conceived in the interim right after the murder here, I think she lives with Johnson's mother, which whatever caused her, I don't want kids around that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Her parents, no more kids in your fucking house.
Goodbye.
You messed this one the fuck up somehow.
Yeah. This is a problem. Go to the dad's mom's houses.
Might not be your fault, but I don't really care at this point. So, so this boy lives with her mother. This is Shonda's mother's name is Wanda. So they're Wanda and Shonda.
Yeah.
And,
perfect.
Her mother denies all of this shit. Really? Her mother is angry. Fucking venom and fire to these courts. She is pissed. She says, quote, she is not a bigamist and she didn't kill nobody.
Oh, boy.
Nobody, Jimmy. Not a bigamist, even though there's paperwork that shows she's
convicted.
Didn't kill nobody.
Right.
She is fucking an angel. God damn it. I'm keeping her room just like it was. I'm keeping all the stuffed animals on the bed so when they realize their terrible mistake and let her out of prison, she'll have a place to go and be comfortable. And I'll bring her cupcakes and I'll make cookies and everything will be fine again.
Okay.
It's all going to be good. You understand? I'll get my little girl back home. It's going to be okay. So, after all of this, Tim Richards says he still loves Shonda.
Oh my God, Tim, what are you doing?
Jesus Christ, Tim. She tried to fucking set you up to take the fall for this here. He says he doesn't care. He says that, he felt terrible about testifying against her. He said that, quote, he should be the one who's on death row, not her.
What is he doing?
He says, quote, I took one life with a gun and I took another just by speaking. That's real hard to deal with.
Unbelievable.
He's fucking, the whole thing is his fault in his mind.
Wow.
Everything. He just feels terrible, which, I mean, you should feel terrible. You killed a guy, but you shouldn't feel completely responsible. There was another person involved in this. It wasn't your idea.
He gave his heart to her.
So he did. January 31st, 2000, Shonda is moved to death row. That's when shit gets real, when you're like, oh boy, this is 23-hour lockdown, and oh boy, this is put upon and grim. So 2005, she has an appeal here. She has an appeal, and the appeal is over whether the judge should have told the jurors to limit how much they considered the evidence about bigamy and prior adulterous acts, how much they should take that into account in kind of assessing her as a person, basically.
How much are you supposed to take it into account?
That's the thing. Well, the law has kind of standards for this, because as you might imagine, this has come up a few times in cases over the years. So they kind of have guidelines here. She claims in her appeal that improper evidence and testimony was admitted concerning the bigamy, specifically the testimony by a deputy district attorney concerning the evidence found to establish probable cause to support the bigamy claim. The bigamy complaint. It's real. There's a lot of paperwork shit here. She also complains that the documents supporting that testimony were improperly introduced. So she's going for, real picky shit here. And that Richards was allowed to testify concerning the same evidence. So she said it was tainted evidence that 2 people then testified about, and that wasn't struck. She also argues that the state only needed to prove that she committed murder after McCullough was subpoenaed to testify or had testified in a grand jury proceeding, and that the murder stemmed from his capacity as a witness. And the state did not need to prove, she says, that she was actually a bigamist or was convicted of bigamy. So she said they went over the line to overdo saying she's a bad person about the bigamy.
Okay.
He said, you could have just said she was that I'm a bigamist. You did not have to introduce evidence to show I was a bigamist just to belabor the point and make me look worse.
No, the point is that to give as much evidence as possible so that you can't fucking dispute it.
And they're trying to make you look worse because that's a fucking trial. That's what they do at trial. For right or wrong, that's the game. Each side's trying to make the other side look bad and your side look good. That's how shit works. So she also argues that Richard's testimony concerning her adulterous relationships with other men, like David Prescott and Ronnie Webb, was irrelevant and prejudicial. She contends that testimony was introduced solely to make her look bad, just for bad character. She also disputes the admissibility of the testimony of Richards concerning the solicitation to have Tim assault David Prescott there. For some reason, she says that shouldn't be in there, even though he's saying that she's told me this. So it seems pretty. She says, though, that's not the same thing. I didn't get convicted of that, so that shouldn't go in there. Right. That's like bad character shit that you're trying to introduce. It's like, well, that's pretty good evidence, though, that you like to try to get people to do your physical bidding. Right. Like, sorry, dude.
We'll let a judge rule on that, too.
Yeah. And there's some ruling here. They said, well, the general rule is that evidence of separate crimes is inadmissible, or the only probative function is of such evidence is to show bad character or an inclination or propensity to commit the type of crime for which the accused is being tried. If the accuser's commission of another crime or misdeed is an element of guilt or otherwise tends to prove their guilt, then the proof of their crimes or misdeeds should be admissible. Okay. So they're saying if she tried to get Tim, they're saying that basically it's the same thing. She's got the same guy who she got to kill that guy, tried to get him to kill this other fucking guy too. Yeah. So this is what she does. It's not a matter, and it's relevant to this case because it's the same guy in the same kind of breath, is what they're saying. It's kind of sticky. It's a gray area legally, like all fucking appeals are. So they talk a lot about when evidence is admissible in this particular case. They said that there's a lot of very legal shit here that I will definitely not get into because your goddamn heads will fucking melt. Nobody wants that shit. So
like somebody sprayed AIDS on them. Like
it's just AIDS all over that shit. It is acid, spelled a little funny. So, they talk about, they try to determine, whether it's part of one continuous transaction, basically. And they talk about that in terms of the nearness and time and place of the earlier to the time and place of the final difficulty, whether the earlier and the final difficulty arose from the same cause or dispute, and blah, 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 along those lines. You guys get it, I think. So, the state here was required to prove, as an element that McCullough was a witness and that there was a casual relationship with the intentional murder, and that McCullough and his role as a witness. Mm-hmm. They're trying to say you were killing him because he was a witness, and that's what you do. So that was a big deal here. The details of her bigamy were admissible, proof of motive. That's why they let that in there, because otherwise wouldn't have the motive. And that the murder was committed in order to conceal another offense. They also held that as part of the motive. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense. The other offense being bigamy. So basically they said that proof of the details of the earlier adulterous relationships where she attempted to solicit her partners to assault or murder McCullough were admissible because it was an unbroken chain of events, is what they're getting at, which makes a lot of sense. That included the evidence indicating she had enlisted the sympathy and support, claiming McCullough had raped and beaten her, and that she told all these men the same thing and tried to get them to do this. So there's a lot of gray fucking area here with this, and the appeal is clever. They really get deep because they talk about the error here in allowing evidence of testimony that of Richards that Johnson prompted the altercation between he and Prescott, and they have a real field day with that piece of evidence because apparently they're saying that. Oh, Jesus, this is hard to explain. It's hard to explain if you're not an attorney, I think, is basically it. It was hard enough for me to understand, and now I have to try to regurgitate it.
I was just going to say, as not an attorney, I'm doing my best.
It's hard. It's hard here. So they're basically trying to say that you can't... Okay, I'm going to skip over all that and put it in as simple terms as possible here. Yeah. Is you can introduce prior bad acts and you can do all of this if it's an unbroken chain of events that leads to it. So if you tie one thing into it, then you can tie the other shit into it, and you can talk about all the salacious details you want and introduce testimony of it if it has anything to do with what you're doing. Okay, that's basically what it is.
Even Tim would have understood that.
Tim would understand that. Also, the judge is supposed to limit what it is, though. The judge is supposed to know the scope of this, and also her attorney's supposed to object to things. Right. This is what I'm trying to get out here, is they're supposed to object to things that are going too far in that case. And she really doesn't give any objection to any of the shit being introduced. And there's not a real fight over it, and the judge does not tell the jury, hey, limit your scope to shit that has anything to do with this, and because normally the judge will instruct on shit like that. There was no limiting instructions is what they're getting at. Okay. It's a long way to say that, but that's it's fucking pain in the ass. I had to figure it all out, read it, and figure out what it meant. So I don't know. I gave it to you in 3 minutes. It's the best I can do. You don't like it, eat dicks. So So basically, they do all this. There's a bunch of these errors here. The trial court, they decide in the decision here, the trial court gave no limiting instructions concerning the use of evidence of Johnson's prior bad acts to the jury. The jury was neither informed as to what limited purposes the evidence should be considered, nor informed as to what purposes the evidence could not be considered. We'll skip to the end here. Because we find plain error in the absence of limiting instructions, informing the jury of the proper purposes for which the evidence could be considered, or the purposes for which that evidence could not be considered, the judgment of this trial court is due to be reversed and the cause remanded for a new trial. Fucking reversed and remanded.
Oh my God.
Fucking overturned her conviction.
Unbelievable.
Unfucking believable. So
she was going to get the chair.
She was getting the chair. So October 2006, she has another, it's an appeal by the state of her appeal and the whole deal here. They really get into this shit too. It's a bunch of legalese shit with the prior bad acts and everything like that. In the end, they say, accordingly, we conclude that the trial court did not commit plain error in failing to give the jury a limiting instruction regarding its use of evidence relating to Johnson's prior bigamy conviction and prior bad acts, including her adulterous relationship, sexual manipulations, and proddings, because that evidence, as discussed, was properly admitted as substantive evidence in the offense which Johnson was charged and was not offered for purposes of impeachment. Therefore, the judgment of the Court of Criminal Appeals is reversed and the case is remanded for further proceeding consistent with this opinion. They just reversed the reversal.
This is like a game of Uno.
Back to one. Fuck, back to me. Skip a turn. Shit, back to me. Okay.
Draw two, motherfucker.
Oh, two bitches and skip you. Okay. That's what happens. She got an appeal, reversed and remanded. Yay. Next year, the appeals court says, no. Fuck that. Kidding. Let's reverse your reversal. Right back to where you were. Oh. Eat dicks, lady.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, it happened. Well, that happened. They can give you a new trial and take it away. That's what happened to Adnan.
Oh, yeah.
They gave him a new trial, and they went, never mind.
Forget it, sir.
Never mind. So it's sent back to the lower courts for resentencing. And then they said this was after she took it all the way to the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. The Supreme Court in a 9-0, the state Supreme Court, right. 9-0 decision said there was no need for limiting instructions because the evidence was, quote, properly admitted as substantive evidence of the offense by which she was charged, and you, ma'am, may once again fuck off.
Yeah.
Back to the chair with you.
Okay. So she's getting the death penalty again.
She's getting the goddamn chair again.
Okay.
So, January 2008, Simple Tim recants his testimony.
No.
He says,
Tim.
I died. Never mind.
Oh, Tim.
I'm out.
Jesus Christ.
He says that she killed him on her own and he wasn't even there. Okay. Now, he says that, quote, my lawyer told me we needed to stick to the story to get her. He says, I have evidence to prove my innocence. That's his story now. Now, the prosecutors were just kind of like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here.
Is he simple or something?
Yeah, what is he? Kind of a little simple? A little round-headed? That sort of thing? He says, quote, his attorney says, quote, I can assure you he wasn't coerced by me to confess it. That happened in 2000 and Mr. Richard signed a plea agreement and stated that he was the shooter. They said he's filed court documents to get his guilty plea and life sentence thrown out. State courts have turned aside his challenges. He's trying to go to the federal courts at this point. So he says now he doesn't love Shonda anymore. Mm-hmm. He doesn't love her, but he'd like to help her if he could. He would like to help her, but he doesn't lover.
Oh, boy.
And, so he says in his affidavit that he pulled into the parking lot of the church alone without Johnson after Johnson was already there and had murdered McCullough. Okay. He says, quote, she threatened to kill me if I ever told this story. He says that he would have never confessed to the crime without pressure from his attorney, and his attorney denies that there. The attorney says, quote, he is eligible for parole one day and his wife got the death penalty. That's all I want to say about that. Because they asked him, did you do a bad job as a lawyer for him? And he goes, let's see. The woman got the death penalty and he's getting parole and he's the trigger guy. Right. So I think I'm a fucking good lawyer. Thank you very much.
I think I'm a goddamn hero.
Yeah, motherfucker. Who's the only decent fucking lawyer here? He's trying to get that done. It never gets done. They tell him, no. You said what you did and that's tough shit. So April 2012, he escapes.
Tim did?
Simple Tim escapes from prison.
What did he do?
Okay, this is what I mean. This story just keeps getting crazier. It's been crazy. Let's keep going.
Oh, my God.
So he received a life sentence, but he was eligible for parole. Keep in mind, he escapes April 2012. You know when he's eligible for parole finally?
July 2012?
May 2013.
Oh, my God.
13 months away. 13 months away.
Oh, boy.
He was at the State Cattle Ranch, which was a prison in Greensboro. He was found missing from his bunk during an inmate head count in the middle of the night. The local officials say he fears for the safety of his staff and the victim's family.
Yeah.
It's a minimum security facility.
Are you sure he didn't just chase a butterfly?
He might have. He's out there like chasing after a balloon, going, it's pretty, it's pretty. No, they
catch him and he's like, I thought I saw a quarter.
Shit. I was lost. I'm bad with directions. So it's a minimum security prison, this place. And it's interesting. A local official said a minimum security prison's no place for a convicted murderer to be.
Yeah.
God damn it. U.S. Marshals and local police have fanned out across central Alabama where he has disappeared. They found no trace of him yet. They tracked his scent with dogs, but the trail eventually ran out.
Oh, my God.
This fucking guy is the fugitive now. He escapes into the wilderness here in his hometown, the sheriff here, Richard's hometown. They told the deputies that they were to be on high alert looking for him because he's simple. He's just going to go to his parents' house, they think. He says, quote, we've been checking local addresses that would be familiar to him, the homes of family members and places he's been associated with in the past. Like I said, he was at the cattle ranch, which is a farm run by the Department of Corrections that once raised cows to feed inmates across the state. It no longer operates that part of it, but they said that this whole thing, keeping a lookout for him. He's a large man, standing 6'4", weighing 230 pounds.
Whoa.
And that's a big guy, big giant escaped murderer. Be careful. They said that another local politician blasted the state budget cuts, saying that's what put him in a minimum security prison. He said the cattle ranch shouldn't be a place where the state puts murderers.
How about you stop politicking?
He turned it into that. And the prison spokesman said, actually, motherfucker, had nothing to do with that. She said, actually, he's at the minimum security facility because in July 2010, he was nearing a possible release date, which was 3 years from then, and he was in prison for a certain amount of time with a clean disciplinary record, not one disciplinary anything against him, not one mark, no write-ups, nothing like that. So he was eligible to go there. That's why he went there. The system just made him eligible for it. It was normal. Because if you're going to let him out in fucking 3 years, maybe ease him into that with him, see if you can trust him in a minimum security environment.
Let's not throw him into society fresh out of fucking maximum security.
We can't go one day, we can't have him out there. He could escape and then just, bye, have a good one. Get a job at fucking McDonald's and be around kids. See you later. Like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, let's ease these motherfuckers into this shit. So, they said he met his thing. It's insane, though, that he had a discipline-free record, the whole deal. He had not been disciplined once during the 14 years, 1 month, and 2 days that he served before escaping. Not one thing. April 11th, 2012, he's caught. He's caught after a few days. He's caught
for a job as a bagger at a grocery store.
He's just down the street from the jail. He's actually caught in Akron, Ohio.
Oh my God!
He got far, man.
Wow.
He got far. Corrections said they found him. They do believe he received help from someone to get all the way there. It was Alliance, Ohio. He got to. He was discovered, like we said, missing, and that's where they found him. They found him at an address at 11:45 a.m. He was unarmed and taken into custody without any incident. It was just like a address of a friend.
Yeah.
He'll be placed in a facility with a higher security level there. They said that they will sign a warrant to prosecute him for a criminal first-degree escape, which would obviously be up to the district attorney to prosecute there. The guy says, quote, "It's unknown if additional charges will be filed until he's returned and the investigation's complete."
Seems like
but they said we'll probably just get him pretty good.
Yeah.
The Alabama Department of Corrections said that I'd like to applaud the U.S. Marshals for their help and persistence in apprehending the inmate there. And in 2013, Shonda goes all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court to try to get her conviction put aside. And she does not. They say, you keep fucking off, lady. Have a good one. And she's still waiting to die.
Yeah.
She's still waiting. She's at the Tutwiler death row right now. There she is in Alabama. And Tim there is at the Limestone Correctional Center.
They gave him some more time.
Center. Yeah, he could have been out.
What an idiot.
He's not out. So he's gone. She's gone. That is Jasper, Alabama. And
what a story, James.
What the fuck happens down there?
My fuck.
What the fuck is going on with you people down here? Jesus Christ almighty.
You really found a good one.
Jesus. She's like Betty Lou Beats and Peru, Indiana there, like mixed up in one, and then throw fucking one of our weird white trash guys in there too. Because she's sort of like a guy. She
really is.
Like her murdering type is more of a guy type of thing, I feel like. So
handled like a dude. I mean, minus the fact that she got somebody else to do it.
It's so weird when you look at all these cases, because I look for cases and I look for like women, men, whatever. Like women, they all, not only, but 95% of the cases I see, women kill A, their kids. That's the most common, or B, their husbands. They kill their kids out of usually some sort of chemical imbalance or something like that. They don't have any like practical gain other than, holy shit, it's finally quiet, and that's like a mental problem where they snap. Either that or they kill their husbands for insurance money, or because they were abused, but most of the time
he's cheating on
he's cheating. Most of the time it's not even jealousy, though. They don't kill a lot for that.
Or they're cheating on him and they just need him to go.
And because they want insurance money and to be with this other guy. That's the thing. It's like a greed thing, whereas guys will kill for anything. They'll kill for fucking, they don't give a shit. They'll kill for, they're jealous. They'll kill because they're out of like being slighted. Like women don't give a shit about that. Like no woman like gets in an argument with a woman, leaves for 4 hours, comes back and then kills that woman because they got in an argument. That's not what women do.
She calls her friends and says, listen
that
to what this bitch did.
And they whereas the man will go home, think about it, have a half bottle of whiskey and come back with a shotgun when everyone else forgot it ever happened and shoot the guy because how dare he say that to me?
He
embarrassed me. Yeah. He made me not feel like a big man. So it's just fucking weird, dude. It's a weird thing. And this was a strange ass case. And
what a story.
She reminded me of that. So if you like that case, I know what you can do. It's very, very simple. You can go to patreon.com. No, don't do that yet. If you like that case, actually, if you like anything, go give us a review. That's what we'd like you to do. Give us a review. Go to iTunes or Apple Podcasts or whatever the hell it is, wherever you listen to podcasts, and give us 5 stars. It doesn't matter what you say. Tell us you're following instructions, following directions. That's all good and dandy. Go to shutupandgivememurder.com. Check out everything there. We have lots of cool merchandise, all sorts of links. You can follow us on social media, which we advise you to do. Follow us on social media so when we release the tour dates and the ticket sales, you can get on it right away if you want to buy tickets right away. Because some people got shut out last time. They didn't get their tickets soon enough because they didn't know about the show until after it was sold out. So
some of these venues aren't huge. Like they're not fucking.
Yeah, we have a couple that are
stadiums.
That are, exactly. Well, none of them are stadiums. We have a couple that are smaller, and so they might sell out faster. So you probably want to, anybody who missed Nashville, it's sold out pretty quick. So, we want people who want tickets to get tickets. Right. So follow us on social media.
You get them rather than seeing them on some fucking
I hate that
snake
shit.
site.
I hate that shit.
It drives me bananas.
That's the worst. So, you can do that at Murder Small on Twitter, at Smalltown Pod on Facebook, and at Smalltown Murder on Instagram. Right. Follow us there and keep up with all of our stuff that we have going on. And if you've done all that and you still feel like, good God, I haven't done enough, then you can be a hero of ours. You can be one of our producers who we talk about at the end of every show, and who we, goddamn it, we're just love so much, and we couldn't do the show without them. So you can do that very easily by going to patreon.com/crimeinsports, or you can just head over to PayPal and use our email address, which is crimeinsports@gmail.com, and you can make a one-time donation. And God damn it, I think it's time that we hear this list of people. Jimmy, lay it on me. Hit me with it like a shotgun in a church parking lot. Let's do this.
This week's executive producers are Gary Howard and his family, sending
Thank you,
all
Gary.
the goddamn time. He's so
Appreciate
nice to
that,
us.
brother. Thank you.
Alexis Seeger, like Bob. Jennifer Deal. Katie McDaniel. Corinne Price. Ryan Borkey. Lisa, Adams. Lisa Adams. Angela Miller and Justin Miller. Every week they're...
Thank you guys so much. Really. We appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Romp Fest. I'm not sure what that is. Google it. It may be a festival that you like. I don't know.
Cool. Check it out.
Thank you. Ryan Dempsey. Jordan Bennett in Canada. Candace Kennedy. I forget where she's at. What city is she? I don't know.
Because I've seen her in different places.
Yeah,
Atlanta.
So many times.
But then I don't think she's from Atlanta.
Right. And she was going to be in Nashville, so she's in the South somewhere.
She's in the South. Yeah. She was going to come to Florida. But thank you, Candace.
And then Dave Shenaley. I think that's Shenaley. I hope it is Shenaley.
Shenaley, okay.
It's a pain in the ass to write because I don't know how to spell that. Thomas Smith, Jeremy. There's other other producers this week: Thomas Smith, Jeremy Jennings, Rebecca Doe, Lonnie Hall, Rebecca McDonough, Grant Reynolds, Gina Kutajaroff. That's a fucking tough one. I'm getting it.
I think so.
David Withers, Tucker Prater, Ashley Dawn, Jay Linky, Brooks and Paige Carter, Snoopy Noodle. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah. I'll
sure.
take it. Whatever.
Why not?
Ellie Bertoni, Brenda Likovec, John Codling. He's an artist up there in New York. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Drew Shockley, Nikki Dunn, Liz Vasquez. No, that's a Z. It's Vasquez. But Spanish culture is so tough to pronounce their words sometimes.
Yeah, it's a little difficult.
Neil Campbell, Kayla Roberts, Ryan Shank, Kimberly Goring, Doug Wilkinson, Luke Evans. It sounds like a country artist. It probably is. Yeah,
he does.
Yeah. That's a country artist.
Yeah, there was one earlier that sounded like a country singer, too.
There's a lot of them in here. Amber Brown, Tyler Sheets, Joe Heilberg, Lauren Boyd, Larry David, probably not, but it's a guy.
Larry.
Yeah. Jesse Hartman, again, thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah Fox, Audrey Harbottle, Travis De Arment, Pauline Hoyt. No, it's Hot. No, is that a Y? It's a Hoyt. It's definitely Hoyt. Lisa Kay, with no last name. Camille Cummings, Amanda Mitchell, Reagan Shalkley. Doesn't matter.
Thank you.
At this.
So
Thank
much.
you. Brendan Abels, Chandler Davis, Karen Warner, Donna Pond or Fond. It's Pond, I think. I think it is. Heather, Kimberly Reba, Jessica Dustin, DeAndre Brinson. I think that's DeAndre. I'm pretty sure that is.
All right. I'll buy that.
Hannah Cooper, Lauren Henkel.
A lot of problems there.
Dylan, that's Dylan. Dylan Harvison, Liz Roberts, Clay Thorson, Pam with no last name, Celesia Waits, Misty Wilkins, Tabitha Dunlap, Riz, first name, they go by Rizzo. You mentioned them before.
Yeah.
And you remembered, and you were right.
Yeah,
Laura, I don't remember what it was, but she sent something, or he, I don't know.
Yeah.
And they mentioned that you were right.
It's a Grease reference. Yeah.
Laura Souter, Lindsay Bennett, Pamela Rogers, Casey Huffman, AJ Vieira, Barbara Livingston, Chuck with no last name, Dario with no last name, Jeslyn Stalker, Dan Neimer. That's a fucking cool name. That feels
it's not bad.
It's a fun one. Dan Neimer. Neimer. That sounds like a swear word.
It's got the right. Yeah, it's nice.
Christina Listland, Loridson. That's her three-word name. That's what that is. Christina Listland Loridson. That's what it is.
Okay.
Chris Knowles, probably no relation to Beyonce. Kim LeDuc. That's what that is. That's an L. Luke Holman, Kelly Higby, Silky BH. Is that a silky butthole?
I don't know. Maybe
it could be. Could be somebody fucking with me, or it's Silky, and I'm ruining their poor name. I'm sorry. Jeremy Parenti, Keisha Davison, Shannon Precup, Julie Schletter, Justin Christie, Jessica Shannon, Caroline Rickles, Stephen Rude, Ann Snow, academic genius, attorney genital. Okay. Wither?
Very
Whitaker.
nice. Nicely done there.
Academic genius, attorney genital Whitaker. Daryl Donahue, Paul Powell, Janice Hill, Cal, Rachel Jones, Damian Barney. Yes, Damian Barney. Kevin McDonald, Allison Morris, Krista Walker, Lauren Demarath, Stephen Greger, Tyler Gwill, Amy Spicer, Cheyenne Ryder, Rachel Stora, Aaron Clark, Barbara Loser. It's got to be Loser.
It's Loser.
Nobody says
no. I doubt that no one names. No.
Yeah. Hannah Simmons, Juliana Hopper, Cheryl Dodge, Matt Kerr, Alec Ritchie, Ashley Vio, James Lombardo, Gage Simmons, Penny Coleman, Jody Diagarci. DeGasseri.
All right.
I don't know.
There you go.
Lana? No, it's Lana. That's what that is. It's Lana. Alan Hopfensperger.
Nice.
Hopfensperger. That's it. Thank you, guys.
We can't tell you how much we appreciate that, guys. Thank you, guys, for everything you do for us, honestly. So that said, Jimmy, where could they follow you on social media?
You can find me at Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks, and don't reply to other people's things. Say them right to us so that we have the opportunity to come back to you.
Oh, please.
And I do my best to reply to all of you guys, whether it's snarky or not. Where can they find you?
True. You can find me at Jimmy P is Funny, or you can copy and paste my last name from the show description, copy it, and hey, got any shit to say?
It's all right there.
It's all right. You can say it right to me. I don't care. And it's not a matter of, no one wants to kick anybody's ass or anything like that. It's just like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up, because don't say anything to people that you wouldn't say in person.
Right.
I've said that forever.
Exactly.
And especially when you deal with people that you might actually run into someday. Probably not a good idea.
It's really not
just
smart.
for fucking.
Very simple of him.
Just very simple. Very, very simple. Holy shit. That said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We've had a blast on another insane goddamn episode.
Absolutely.
We'll keep coming back every time. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus